about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, just go to Peacock, and we stream it live every weekday. Watch past episodes, too. The Dan Patrick Show, available anywhere you are, any way you want it. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
I love Dan Patrick. Oh, my God.
Home to the biggest guests and best sports talk on radio.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Normally, home to Dan Patrick.
Hope you'll miss us.
But today, Dan and the Danettes are off.
Don't see another radio show behind my back, please.
And filling in, it's Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LaVar Arrington.
There we go. It's good.
Broadcasting from the Mercedes Man Cave, this is the Dan Patrick Show.
Oh, yeah. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. He's LaVar Arrington. That guy's Brady Quinn. I'm Jonas Knox. In for Dan and the guys. You can hear us weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show on Fox Sports Radio, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific, for a little something we do called Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. But we will be taking you all the way for the next 3 hours here in for Dan and the guys. And a friendly reminder that we are brought to you by Panini America. The hottest rookies, biggest superstars, and all-time greats. The only place to collect them all is Panini Trading Cards, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show for instant classics, autograph cards, memorabilia cards, rare inserts, and more. Start or continue your collection now at PaniniAmerica.net. So how the hell are we feeling here, boys?
Good.
Yep.
Happy Monday. Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
There it is. Yes.
Happy Monday.
I did have one of those this weekend.
Oh, wow. Really?
Oh, yeah.
I did,
Yes.
too.
Did you?
I had quite a few, actually.
Did you?
Oh, my gosh. We went to Hermosa, to our usual Mexican spot on Sunday.
Did you almost break your neck again?
I was just in my head like, yes! Yes!
I'm still waiting for you to send a voice note.
Yes! 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 Like there was a moment where I swear there were these they had to have been twins, and they were old. They were not young people. They were old, and I was like, holy moly, they have to be former volleyball, current volleyball enthusiasts.
Yeah.
They came walking in there.
Long and strong, man.
He's back.
No,
Lat's back.
Really not. Really not. My eyes will never. Hey, look. You gotta be able to read and react. My eyes will, as long as the good Lord above feels it fit for my eyes to work, they will work. They will work.
Yeah.
I just won't get carried away. But I was in my head like, yes.
Well, hey, man, the weather's starting to warm up out
yes,
there.
Yes, it is. I've never really frequented that area when it was warm out. I've always, the few times that we started, it's been in the winter time. So I'm pretty curious as to what full-blown summer looks like on that little boardwalk area,
I can only imagine.
Nah, I don't want to imagine. I'm curious.
All
right.
You know what was hot this weekend, though?
Them clubs.
Augusta National.
Yeah. Golly,
Rory
Mark. You too, Mark?
Every time.
You too, huh? Dang, this is the last time I have to hear the wake music, though. Everybody
until next year.
Everyone out there that's listening that are Dan Patrick listeners, I call this At the Wake music by him. Him did this song At the Wake.
You know who wrote this song?
No, I don't know. But
this
is the viewing. Like you're in the funeral home. You're saying hi to everyone. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in 20 years. It's great to see you. That was a fine person. Then you go up to the box and you look in the box and you say your final goodbyes. That's this music.
I've got your answer, by the way.
Who is it?
Who we got?
The iconic Master Golf Tournament theme song titled Augusta was written and recorded by singer-songwriter Dave Loggins back in 1981.
Huh.
Oh, in relation
Related
to
to Kenny. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, it's his cousin. Third cousin, though.
Where'd he go, Dave?
Third cousin on his daddy's side.
What are those royalties looking like?
Hey, by the way, he actually is the cousin of Kenny Loggins.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Highway to the danger zone.
There you go.
Nice.
They couldn't be further apart, by the way. Like one's getting you jacked up to go in a fighter jet to go fight. The other one's
after you came down in the fighter jet.
I think Kenny Loggins did the why am I blanking on the Caddyshack theme song? So Kenny Loggins did that one as well too. So very golf centric are those Loggins boys. Good for them, man.
All right.
Now,
anyone have any problems with Rory winning the Masters?
No.
I mean,
I didn't. Jonas is a hater, and he's going to find a way to devalue the fact that his guy that he picked out of the hat won.
Yeah,
which I wanted him.
Rory?
I
Yeah,
wanted
I picked
Rory,
Rory,
by the way. I wanted him.
He's the favorite.
yeah. For people that don't know, on our show,
He was the favorite.
we
right?
draw names out of a hat, and then that's how we determine who's going to win the Masters or who we're going to be rooting for to win the Masters. I pulled Rory. I didn't think he could go back to back. I surely didn't think he could potentially go wire to wire, even though he coughed up the lead, 6-shot lead going into the weekend. But
Cough it up.
I mean, congratulations. Scotty Scheffler's unbelievable. And I knew once Scotty what happened?
Yeah, thanks,
Hey,
Mark.
Dave.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey, Dave, you're still playing.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
Mark, really?
If that was Kenny, he would have continued on.
Mark, come on, man.
We got the wrong Loggins. But when Scotty Scheffler
Mark,
missed...
don't let Jonas bully you like that,
when
man.
Scotty
Right on air,
Scheffler
don't let him
missed
do
the...
it, man. Come on.
I think it was like his third straight birdie attempt, I think on 17. You could tell he knew, yeah, it's a big one. That was going to cost him. And ultimately lost by a stroke.
I think one of the things that I appreciate the most about that tournament, I mean, one, it's the same course. It's pristine. We've talked about all that. Also, there's a big scoreboard on 17. So when you're walking up, you know exactly where you are and where you need to be. So as he's approaching 17, like Scotty knows what he needs to do. And on top of that, for Rory, when he gets there, he's got an idea of where they're at too. Now you can always say, hey, people might be, telling him what the scores are at or keeping him aware of it. But it's another thing too, to kind of look up, see the scoreboard, see who's kind of marching in behind. Cause you did get a sense that one point, I want to say it was maybe after 12 or 13, that Scotty had a shot and he was making a run. It would have been interesting to see what Rory would have done or responded if Scotty could have tied it up, got even closer. I think he got closest within one shot maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, one shot.
And
But
not enough.
No.
I thought it was here were my takeaways. The fact that Rory joined three other golfers, major golfers, and Nicholas Faldo and obviously Eldrick. Only 4 players.
Your guy Eldrick.
Yeah.
You better include Taunt if you're going to include Eldrick.
Eldrick Taunt, Woods.
You better include Waymo next time.
And Waymo, Eldrick's arch nemesis, somebody that's going to get him home safely on the road. They actually are the only ones to ever repeat at Augusta, which led me to my next takeaway, which was the fact that Rory had to come into this situation knowing what the pressure was to obviously repeat, be a completionist of the grand slams. I thought it was pretty interesting because the mental, I can only imagine as a football player, former football player, the stress and like feelings you have mentally before a game, how that feels, especially the bigger the games get. But you're by yourself in golf, right? It's you versus the course. It's you versus your equipment. It's you versus your swing. It's you versus – it's just so many different things that you got to take into consideration. And the fact that he managed it in a way where having such a dominant start, but then eventually almost giving it away. I mean, like we said, he only won by one stroke. So I thought that was pretty impressive. And listen, I watched it, but I didn't watch it, right? Like I had it on, but it's just I don't know. It feels like this music. It feels like I should have this music playing when I'm watching it.
I think the most noteworthy bit about Rory winning this weekend was the fact that he was able to overcome that awful Masters dinner that he put together. Awful. I mean, And way to take a shot at Ireland, and say, well, I wanted them to enjoy it too. That's why I didn't include any Irish dishes. It's just disrespectful. But he was able to persevere, and next thing you know, he's got the green jacket yet again. So congratulations to Rory.
So I do want to bring to light one thing, and this was probably one of the things that a lot of the haters had an issue with. So Mark or Patty Sweet, if you could, there's some sound after Rory, I believe, was already up at that -12 mark. Maybe after day 2 or day 3, if you could play it.
Yeah.
As long as we take this music off.
Come on, Dave's in his groove right now.
You talk like you know him. Is he even still alive?
Dave Loggins?
Yeah.
I honestly just don't like the 3 tournaments leading up to this event. I'd rather come up here. I did a couple of days where I dropped Poppy to school, flew up here, played, landed back home, and had dinner with her, or had dinner with Eric and Poppy. Like I did a couple of day trips like that where I felt like that was a better use of my time than going to Houston or San Antonio. So. Wasn't really about conserving energy, but I felt, the more time I could spend up here, the better.
All right. So this is the issue that some purists, some people have with it, is you're a part of the PGA Tour, yet you're going to take off, a few weeks ahead of time, basically to prepare for the majors. And I guess golf's unique in the sense that we oftentimes don't remember guys who win a lot of tournaments. We remember guys who win a lot of the big four. Right? Mm-hmm. All of the major tournaments. Like that's what we remember them most for. That's what their legacies are built off of. And I think there's some people who feel like it's a bit unfair if he's able to pull himself out of these other tournaments and then has the ability to just essentially prepare for a major like this. I mean, I look at it and just say, I'm not really sure there's an equivalent in any other professional sport where you could do something like this. Maybe you'd say, it would be like joining an NFL team, in the AFC Championship game and playing a game or two, or maybe just a Super Bowl and getting a ring. Like maybe that's the equivalent of how you'd look at this. But
Eric
I tend to think, what's that?
Eric Weddle.
It's even a little
Eric
different than that though, because if you're preparing for a golf outing, you get to prepare against the course. Now, maybe you don't know the weather conditions could be different, but the terrain of it, most likely, I mean, obviously, like the curves and the bends and all that stuff like that. I mean, you get to prepare for something. Like if it's the NFL, it's by who wins, right? So you really, if you think about it, you would, what did he say, like 2 to 3 weeks to prepare? Is that what he was saying?
Yeah. And like I said, he was, and by the way, not a lot of other golfers have the ability to necessarily do that, either the access or just the ability to kind of do whatever they want. And he's one of the few that does right now because he's been such a big piece of basically keeping the PGA Tour together, in particular during a time where you were having guys plucked away by the Live Tour. He has stood his ground.
Road.
He's kept the whole thing together to the point where now the PGA Tour has been able to survive this. So I look at it and I just say to myself, this is one of those instances where I don't have an issue with it. I think the course sets up well for Rory. I thought he looked more relaxed. He's played probably his best golf in a major event compared to years past because he did feel like he had that monkey on his back. And once he got it off last year, it looked like he's finally playing up to his capabilities.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because when you get to that one stretch, what they said the 12th, 13th for him, where he birdied back to back, and then the idea of it is that's that moment where do you stop the bleeding, or do you bleed out and let the field catch you and run over you, and then next thing you know is like, hey, he won the last one. It's no big deal. Keep it moving. That's what takes place.
Are you a golf guy?
No, I'm really not a golf
you
guy.
Are. Come on, man.
I'm not a golf guy, but anyway, he did pull himself together. He did get it right, and it was close. Yes, as close as it was. Oh no. Yes, no.
By the way, Dave Loggins passed away in 2024. Way to rub it in.
There you go.
Way to,
I'm just saying, you're talking like you was on the phone.
You were
with
talking
him
like he's
the show.
in studio, Jonas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
what are you talking about?
I mean, since he passed, the music.
Dave's keeping it going.
I mean, the music works.
Dang.
You called it.
Yeah, Dave. What up, Dave?
What up, Dave?
Yeah.
Nice
Keep
work,
it going
Dave.
for Dave.
By the way, this is one of our favorite things to do on
Stupid.
Two Pros and a Cup of Joe is set Jonas up for failure by basically allowing him to say something about someone who we know is not alive.
That's all right.
You should see this man's toupee on the 700 Club right now.
Oh.
Is that Pat Robinson's son? Because he sure enough has his head. Dang.
Like,
jeez, Monetti's. 700 Club took a new meaning. 700 pennies in your head. Why is his head so big? All right. Anyways, back to golf. We had a hole in one.
Sure did.
There was a hole in one.
We sure did.
How about it?
Yeah. Sure did.
Took place.
Yeah, it was nice. The weather didn't have an impact on it. There was no rainy days or anything like that to worry about. And, people just got to sweat their ass off in Georgia and watch some high-quality golf.
There was almost a 25-year-old that won. Baby age, young age.
What do you mean?
He almost won it.
Yeah.
And guess what his last name happens to be?
What's that?
Young.
Oh, Cam?
How about it?
Yeah.
How about it, man? So, there were some interesting storylines connected to the golf outing. Wasn't all boring.
Yeah. Well,
Rory winning though was that. I made it very clear. I would have liked to have pulled Rory out of the hat. I didn't, but it's a Jonas Knox show to everybody out there that's listening. Like, me and Brady are merely contributors and support to Jonas, the big star of the show. And when
Joni Lynx.
And when Joni Lynx picked his player, his new and very, very cooperative show producer made sure that he got Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
That's just how it worked.
Brady gave me that moniker years ago. We were talking golf, and he's like, man, you know your stuff. He
Joni
started calling
Lynx.
me Joni Lynx.
No, what I recall is back when we used to have a guest that would come on named Live Bet Jesus.
He's
he would always find a way, like, for example, of live betting, I don't know, the Masters with Rory before his final putt on 18.
That's correct.
Basically, he'd bet him to win it. Those would be the type of odds that typically Live Bet Jesus would take place. It's eerily similar to how Jonas bets. Jonas tries to get the favorites. There's never really a lot of value in a lot of his picks. He's just purely looking for anything he can try to hang his hat on. And somehow he still loses that often. I'm not really sure how that happens.
Rory would have lost if Live Bet Jesus bet on him winning that.
That's true.
I live bet Scotty Scheffler yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
Literally 4 minutes later, he misses a putt.
Well, there you go.
If I bet a horse who had a 2-length lead to win the Kentucky Derby,
He would lose it by 3.
he'd get hit by a sniper before he got to the finish line.
Dang.
I can't win a bet. It's shocking.
Look at that, too.
You're going to be walking in to work one day fully nude because you're not going to have any shirt on your back at this point.
That's all right. Trying to set an example.
LaVar's going to look over at you and say, what happened?
No.
Patty's going to give you his hat. It's going to cover up your entire body.
I will not be doing the show. I will not be doing the show.
Patty, no hat today, buddy? Ow. By the way, happy belated birthday.
Patty doesn't
Patty,
have
we missed
a
you
hat.
Friday.
Happy birthday, Patty.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
Yeah.
How was your dinner,
No
by the
hatty
way?
patty.
No hatty patty. I like that. Oh, it was really good dinner, though, guys.
Was it?
Yeah, honestly, Delilah's was a 10 out of 10.
Is
was
that right?
awesome.
Brady said you went to Arby's.
What?
I didn't say you went to Arby's. I thought you maybe had roast beef at some
Got
point.
you some chipped beef.
No. Had
We
pasta.
got the meats. Boom, 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 boom. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
No, man. Had
Just a
a
class
lobster
act.
roll. Had some pasta.
Oh,
I
a
love vodka.
lobster roll, huh?
Come on. You got some crustaceans?
Damn.
I mean,
What?
Did you,
someone's trying to set the mood there, huh?
did you get on that liver lube a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Had some wine a little bit.
This sounds
rum and
romantic
Coke.
now. Hold on, Patty. Who'd you go with?
Lorena.
Huh?
No, okay.
Who else?
Hey,
Just me and her.
all right.
Oh, really?
What?
And now, had you been to Delilah's before?
No. That would be a first for me.
Who chose Delilah's?
Lorena, actually. What?
No reason. I did tell y'all what Delilah
bro,
meant.
she's a man eater.
Biblically speaking, you do know what Delilah represents in the Bible, right?
The 1920s?
The 1920s?
That's the theme of that restaurant.
Nah, bro. If you don't know you're going to be a victim before you're a victim, victimization is even better to witness. That's all I'll say.
I don't know what you're talking about, VAR.
Go read the Bible. Look up
Hey,
Delilah.
Patty, I just hope you had a happy birthday, buddy.
Me too, bro.
I
We missed
did.
you.
And you're strong. You're built strong. Like you can push columns down with no eyes in your head. Right. Burnt out. Don't worry about it. It's over your
He's
head
getting,
right now.
he's
for
getting
now.
biblical on you.
Yeah, don't worry about it, though, man. You do
Jonas,
look like a
anything you'd like
strong
to-
young man, bro.
I'm pretty strong.
Anything you'd like to add there, Jonas?
I mean,
Anything
a
you
lot.
got, Jonas?
Jonas
lot.
starts just to try to backpedal out of the situation.
Oh, well.
He's like, let me get to a read here.
Yeah.
Just-
no,
Let's
I
get a
just,
read.
hey,
Hey.
I just hope you had a good time, you know? That's
I'm
fun.
sure he did.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
It was a great time.
I'm okay. Come in after we go to break, please. Come to the studio immediately upon the break. All right.
By the way, we are brought to you by DraftKings. The
are
NBA
we?
playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports
Patty got
betting partner
drafted.
of the NBA. Right now, use the promo code 2pros to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code 2pros at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Shouts out to Lorray Ray too, by the
Yeah.
way. We're joking around.
What
We're
up?
having a good time with it. Lorray Ray, she's a good egg.
Yeah.
She's a good egg.
Coming up next, though, we're going to tell you about another good egg in the world of sports. A rarity for one league. That's yours right here on FSR. But getting a lawn you love can feel like a full-time job. You don't have to spend another year doing the most for results that just aren't up to par. It's time to get a golf course quality lawn the easy way from the pros at True Green. As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, True Green has the experience and the expertise to make your lawn look like a fairway. Their local specialists analyze your lawn's unique conditions, create a plan, and visit routinely to keep your grass thriving. Let the pros do that hard work so that you can spend your time doing what you love. And you can feel confident in the results because everything True Green does is backed by their satisfaction guarantee. That means if you're not happy, they'll come back to make it right. Join PGA Tour winners like Jason Day and Ben Griffin, longtime True Green customers who know a thing or two about pro-worthy grass. Sign up today at truegreen.com and make this year you let the pros do the work. Because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green. There was some photos that came out.
Damn.
And an article from the New York Post.
It was just, man, come on, man. It was coincidental.
That showed Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Patriots, Diana Russini, reporter for The Athletic, hanging out on a rooftop in Sedona, and pictures of them holding hands. What
They
appeared to
weren't
be
like
hands.
holding hands.
Yeah, they were
holding
interlocked.
hands. They were talking. It was
What was
like
it, a test of strength? They were holding
I mean,
hands.
All right, VAR, let me put it this way.
Okay.
We have not held – no one's held hands like that for as long as we've worked together with any other female that I've ever witnessed. All right?
I'm not getting involved in this one.
Why not?
I get
Because
that.
I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
Here's what I'd say about the whole situation. Even if it is innocent on both sides of it, it still looks bad. And you've got to know that it's going to look bad given the situation that you're both in, given Diana Rossini's reported, rumored history of things.
Background, yeah, her background.
What do you mean?
It looks
well, it goes
bad.
back to DC.
And yeah,
Let's go back to DC. I was there. I was a then reporter. Oh well, I was a radio host in DC during
Back to
that time.
So you can break it down.
I mean, very well,
Seems like
actually.
you're missing a couple letters on that word. But.
I'm a Diana Rossini fan, though. I'm not gonna poo-poo on her.
I'm a fan of both people.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of them.
You could talk about this objectively because that's our job, but you can also say, like, come on, man. Like, that's just, it's a bad look all the way around.
Let me see your thong.
Now, hey,
baby. That thong, 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 thong. I love it when the booty goes. I love it when the booty goes. That thong, thong. I mean, they were in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, they were, they hung out in the hot tub together. They were laying out by the pool.
I mean, that's the best way to get in an industry where not telling the truth, avoiding the truth is the truth. That's just how coaches are. So what better way to get a coach to be comfortable enough, or a GM, or an owner, or a player, or the trainer, cheerleader. Did I miss anybody? What better way in this culture to get someone to relax and tell you what you need them to tell you?
Now,
get them in a relaxing environment.
There was a couple of quotes from Mike Vrabel and Diana Russini in regards to this. Mike Vrabel told the Post, quote, "These photos show a completely innocent interaction, and any suggestion otherwise is laughable. This doesn't deserve any further response." Well played. That is well played.
What do you mean? Well
I'm
played.
Just,
He's just keeping it real.
I'm not gonna give
say
this
that
any credibility.
Oh, hell.
I'm not gonna give this any credibility.
Lorena, you would say that?
Yeah, jump in here.
You would say that.
Yeah, you'd completely dismiss it.
So, okay,
100%.
So
he's going to lose his wife if he doesn't.
I mean, it's not always that cut and dry in 2026.
Yeah.
I just
When
you think it looks that damning?
When you're a viral sensation of being like a cheater, yes, I think it can be that damning. 100%.
Oh, no, it
especially
can
when
be.
there's photos.
Oh, come on.
It can
Do you
be.
see their
He didn't have her on the hood of the car.
Do you see
Let's
their
relax
embrace,
here.
though? She's around his waist. He's around the shoulders.
Well,
it
he's
looks
tall.
Very...
He's tall.
You
he's
could do
way
a
taller than
shoulder
her.
hug, like a side hug. That would be more acceptable. But it looks a little too intimate. It does.
You
it
got
looks very
some
close. It looks
nerve.
very close.
It looks too intimate.
It
You are the
does.
intimacy judge.
Yes, I am.
Court is in session. The intimacy level is way too high here.
All right. Can we break this?
It's not even a video. It's just photos.
That's why a picture speaks 1,000 words. Can we break it down, though? So why don't you go back to the history to DC?
Yeah.
Because that kind of leads people to speculate, too. And it's also partially what makes this feel like there's more there. So tell us when you were, a decade ago?
It's been
11
a while.
years, however long ago it was?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, tell us about
what
Scott
was his,
McLuhan.
McLuhan. That's his name. McLuhan. That's it. I'm gonna stop right there. I mean, there were reports and there were rumors. There were rumors
all right.
that there were
Jonas, read the tweets.
There were sexual favors being exchanged for information. I mean,
from memory, I don't have the tweets, the exact tweets pulled up.
Have sexual relations with that woman.
it was a big story in D.C. because the wife got involved.
She doesn't sound like that.
Look at here, Jonas. Look at here, Brady. Look at here, guys.
Got problems, man.
I don't.
Two pros
Everybody
and a cup of
else
Joe
does,
filling
though.
in for the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. By the way, you can watch us on YouTube right now.
You
Two
look
pros,
very
FSR.
vampire-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it right
I
here.
wore like a light gray to try and throw off the vamp
You look a
vibes.
little washed out, though. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell that the light is coming up. How you going to get home? How you going to get to your car, man?
Normally he's floating upside down.
Dang! Mark going to have to put you in a box and wheel you out to your truck.
Yeah, the problem is when we roll up here, the show's on from 3 to 6 a.m. Pacific time. There's
No
nobody
light.
in the building.
There's no
and
light.
then we found out last time we filled in that our cars almost got towed.
Yeah.
Because people were not happy with where we parked.
Yeah.
So we had to park a little bit of ways.
That was made very clear.
up in the structure. So.
Yeah.
But we persevered.
Yeah, we did.
That's what we did. By the way, we've got something coming up a little over 15 minutes from now. It's called In Case You Missed It. That'll be yours right here on FSR. But right now, though, it is time for the Tire Rack Play of the Day.
Here comes Rory McIlroy, just a couple inches away. Stands behind the golf ball and is set. It's a tap in. It's back-to-back for McIlroy. Rory has done it again at Augusta National.
Masters Radio on the call. They probably did a better job than CBS did at covering some of those holes. But that is your Tire Rack Play of the Day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free. Backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. The NBA regular season is over. That's a wrap. And now we get set for the playoffs. All right? We got play-in games. We've got the real season in the NBA. No more of this gotta play 65 load management crap. All that is out the window. The NBA playoffs are here. And with that, we've got to say congratulations to Mikal Bridges.
Okay.
Who's got a consecutive games played streak.
It's impressive.
Really a lot of games.
A grueling 23-second appearance yesterday to keep the streak alive.
It's a lot of games.
But he is 638.
Consecutive.
Yeah, 638, which puts him in pretty decent company. He's 8th longest in NBA history right now. And maybe there's some people that might not like the fact that he, got in for 23 seconds just to keep this streak going. But you know what? In a league that does have load management issues and superstars that are not playing, and can I just say this? There was a fan who held up a sign that said they traveled from Europe to come see Wemby play, and he ended up not playing in the game. Hey, you know what? If you planned your trip around seeing that wind puppet run up and down the court, then you need to get better friends and you need to get better things to do. Don't map your entire vacation around Wemby playing in a game.
Why?
Go see some other things. That's a perk. It's not what you build your vacation around. I'm sorry.
Why?
Travel internationally to go see Wemby.
And hopefully they at least got to see him, potentially meet him, say hello, get an autograph, whatever. He's from there. He's a Euro.
Okay, well.
How is that any different than you flying to go see a Cubs game?
Yeah, but I'm not bitching if somebody doesn't play.
Yeah, you also choose to go in the beginning of the season.
And you also lose a lot, too. You're used to being disappointed. Some people still get bothered by being disappointed.
Wait a second. You got a lot of balls coming at me after Joni Lynx called Rory McIlroy to win the Masters.
Patty made sure you got it.
You picked out of a hat.
Yeah, my
Patty
hands.
Sweets made sure he got the Rory McIlroy tab.
I nearly fell in that hat to try and get that.
By the way, to take it one step further on Mikal Bridges, did you guys see how he got out of the game?
What, did he foul?
He literally committed a foul just to get out. It was like 23 seconds was actually too long for him to be in the game. Like, he wanted tip, ball to go out of bounds. I'm out of here as long as it's in. First off, I'm not trying to take anything away from Mikal Bridges. I do think there should be some caveat to, if you're going to start, you got to play at least the first quarter, at least like certain duration of time. I mean, 23 seconds, like, are we really considering this a start?
Yes.
That's where we're at?
Yes. Yeah, I have to say it. I hate to do it, but he has not missed a start since getting drafted.
I get that. I'm just saying,
I still count it.
I don't know. Okay, so if he did the same thing for 638 games straight, you'd be okay with that?
No, I would not. It would not have the type of meaning. It would not hold the type of value, but he's a player of value, and you understood that he's an Iron Man. He's like on that
I
Cal
get
Ripken
all
Jr.
of that.
type deal.
Well, and by the way, with Jonas has a great conspiracy theory about Cal Ripken Jr. that I think you should tell.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just pull a Cal Ripken Jr., Jonas?
Yeah, why not?
I don't want to hand out false information.
Hey, who's the bigger D-bag?
But since we're on the subject.
Is it Richard Gere or is it the guy you're about to bring up, Mr. Costner?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Like
Kevin
in movies.
Costner.
In movies, they're like first nights and I'll take your lady type stuff. Pretty Woman,
Well,
he's been in some classics, man.
Yeah, well, there's your segue.
lady.
Yeah, there's your segue.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I just would like to point this out in defense of Mikal Bridges.
I would like to point this out.
Josh Allen did something similar. He's got a 139 consecutive start streak, and week 18, I believe, this past year, he came in and handed the ball off or took a knee or something like that just to keep the streak going.
Good for him.
And handed it off to Mitch Trubisky.
Good for
to Mitch Trubisky.
Did he?
Yeah, Mitch took the ball and finished the game. Had a good game.
Handed it off to him. Okay, but why did Cal Ripken Jr. miss his, or almost miss his game?
Look, this is – I want to be clear on this. This is not my story. This is one of these old rumors that get started. But since we're on the topic and you guys brought it up, why don't we go ahead and dust it off and bring this back up. So there was some speculation that in order to keep Cal Ripken's consecutive start streak going, that they might have had, to do some things. Maybe there would be hey, the ground was too wet, or the lights went out in a stadium, or something like that. Like, there's been all sorts of stuff because he played so many games in a row. And one of the stories and one of the rumors that was out there that has been shot down by people surrounding the story is that Kevin Costner and Cal Ripken became friends because Kevin Costner was doing that movie. Was it For Love of the Game or something like that? And he was working with Cal Ripken to learn the process of being a Major League Baseball player. Cal Ripken went to the stadium, and then realized he had forgotten something. Went back to his house, when he got back to the house,
Ruben,
that Kevin Costner
it is still a hippo. Ruben, you want to go scuba?
that Kevin Costner and Mrs. Ripken might have been in the middle of something.
Oh no!
And I don't know what that something is, but again, this is
it was conversation.
All right. So how it ties into Fox Sports Radio is that the story was being told, the rumor was being told. Kevin Costner was listening to Fox Sports Radio.
How cool is that?
Called in. It was like a Saturday. He's driving around on a Saturday, and he called in to dismiss the rumors, call it a bunch of BS, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's why the story applies to Fox Sports Radio.
He is a good-looking man. I mean,
look,
but Cal Ripken's a good-looking man too. He's an impressive dude, man. You know. I don't know if he's as good-looking as Kevin Costner,
I personally believe, I do not believe the story. I'd also like to say this about Kevin Costner. He is in a bunch of movies that I love. JFK, Field of Dreams,
all right,
Bull Durham, Tin Cup, probably the greatest golf movie of all time. Like, Kevin Costner's got a damn good resume. Film-wise and other. And he's an 805 guy. I think he lived up in Carpinteria for a while. So
it is an absurdity to put a player in for a short amount of time. And listen, I was giving Q a hard time. It is absurd to put somebody in to keep a streak alive. If you're not going to play them, then you should have at least played him the regular amount of minutes he would have played, or something abbreviated in pulling him out. Like, don't make it so obvious. Like, you got guys like Saquon Barkley who chose to sit out entirely for the sake of the team and for the sake of what they were trying to accomplish as a team. I personally think that having the opportunity to create milestones for yourself, if you've created that, it's something that the team and the coaching staff is aware of. I get it, but don't dummy it down. Don't bastardize it by putting a guy in for 23 seconds and then pulling him out. I tend to follow that. And then also a question I would throw at you guys, does this create unnecessary pressure on a guy? I remember when I folded up Brett Favre nice and neatly, folded him up real nice.
Damn, jeez.
And sent him on over to the sideline to be on the sideline. That injury that he received that game, if not for a bye week, would have broke his streak. I would have broke Brett Favre's starting streak.
Was it a dirty hit?
No, it was not.
No.
It was not dirty.
And you take great joy in those hits, though, don't you?
I do.
I love it.
Those are my memories. Like, my best memories was when I got quarterbacks, and I got a wall of them, you know. I got a wall of you know, some guys have sacks, and they put up, you know, headstones and all that stuff. But
some people have scalps, as Jonas has pointed out.
Yeah, I was taking bodies.
Got another one this weekend.
What?
Oh, yeah. Is that what happened during the break?
What happened?
I mean,
what?
You know.
Tell me. What?
You know.
What?
Just say, you know.
What are we talking about?
Well, I'm not sure what Patty Devil.
According to AI,
no scalp. Patty still got his.
AI
scalp.
is crediting Arrington and Jeremiah Trotter, who sandwiched Favre, with Arrington being credited with the 12-yard sack.
Yeah, he deserves no credit on that play. It was he scavenged. I had him. I sacked him.
You mean he crawled in for the tap?
You know what I mean?
You know, I know how you guys do it. You can hear them. They're crawling up. They're trying to get a hand. That's a half a sack.
Yeah,
that's a half a sack.
He threw his body onto the situation, but the damage was already being done. I had already got a hold of him. I had already rolled him up, properly flipped him, rubbed him up, laced him up. The silver fox was done. And Trotter jumped on it and was like, came down to the ground with us. He went down to the ground with us. He had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Mickel? You got to play 23 seconds to keep a streak alive. Do what you got to do, man. The NBA's got bigger problems.
I mean,
okay?
But again, you guys didn't answer the question. Does that create unnecessary pressure on a guy?
It's kind of similar to what we were just talking about with Rory. Like, if you're not doing it and going through the process like everyone else, like, the people are going to have an issue with it. Like, in this case, if you're not really actually playing, you're just going out there for the start of the game, then subbing out. Is that really how it should qualify? I mean, look, no, maybe there's some other starts where it was like that at times to keep the streak alive, but I don't know. I mean, if you've gotten this far, I think you'd want to feel like it was legitimate.
I could see if he was injured, right? Like, I could see if the man had something falling off of him or high ankle sprain and he went out there and he crossed somebody over past it and then they pulled him out. I get that, but the man is perfectly healthy. I don't see why you put him in for 23 seconds to pull him out just to be able to say he started. I don't, you know, it just, to me, there's something to that. Like, being an Iron Man, like, means that being an Iron Man. Like, I think of, like, Sam Mills. I think of guys like Cal Ripken. I think of guys like, you know.
So let me draw a little attention to some of the other players that are up for this, right? I believe AC Green has the record.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, if Mikal Bridges breaks that even with going in for 23 seconds, more power to him.
What, are you talking about keeping his virginity?
Dang.
Oh, the games.
Yeah, the games,
Sorry.
man.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just
his Jerry curl was fire as hell.
AC
Green
started 1,192 games.
Same hairstyle, no Jerry juice no more. Yeah. Go ahead.
Randy Smith was before that, 906. Johnny Red Kerr, which obviously that couldn't have been anywhere close in the last 50 years. Exactly. Yeah. He was from 1954 to 1965. As you start to comb through this list, you know what you notice? Like, the contemporary, I would say, would be like Andre Miller or John Stockton.
Yeah.
Like, those are the contemporaries that are a part of this list.
Andre Miller was tough, boy.
Yeah, he was.
Since Utah, he was a beast.
But Tayshaun Prince is like Karl Malone. If you look at it from that perspective, you'd have to ask yourself, like, it's a different league.
Those are Hall of Famers too. You're naming. You know what I mean? Like, is Mikal Bridges a Hall of Famer?
I mean, with basketball, who knows?
You just never know, huh?
I'm not getting to that. I just think you look at the era too in which some of these guys played. It was a much more physical era back then.
But to me, a record matters more if greatness is connected to you being
for sure. But like, could he do this in those prior decades and those prior eras? That's what I'd be curious about.
To do.
It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox in for Dan and the guys. Coming up next, we are going to do something we normally do on our show, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. It's called In Case You Missed It, and it's yours right here on FSR. But let us tell you about LifeLock. Trizetto A health technology company has confirmed a data breach affecting more than 3.4 million people, which likely occurred in October 2025. Hackers accessed insurance eligibility reports that may include social security numbers, dates of birth, home addresses, and other health-related information. If this breach impacts you, don't wait. There's still time to take control and stay one step ahead of any identity threats coming your way. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for risks to your identity. LifeLock detects and alerts you to potential identity threats you may not spot on your own, like loans taken out in your name, like crimes committed by thieves pretending to be you. If you do become a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. It's easy to help protect yourself with LifeLock. Join now and save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Patrick. Call 1-800-LifeLock or head to LifeLock.com and use promo code Patrick for 40% off. Terms apply. Here's the latest on the drama surrounding Jalen Hurts, because there was some stuff that came out last week on ESPN where people have talked about, Jalen Hurts again, players not, maybe big fans of his style, the way he plays, his, not wanting to take risks to try and, have the offense catered towards what he wants to do as opposed to, utilizing the weapons around him, so on and so forth. Like the same old stuff we've heard about Jalen Hurts and the drama coming out of Philly for a couple of years now. And according to Jeff McClain of the Philadelphia Inquirer and also Marcus Hayes, a columnist for the Inquirer, they've said that the Eagles have used the media to try and get through to Jalen Hurts. That they've these stories that come out that this may be from the Philadelphia Eagles to try and get Jalen Hurts out of this whatever he's got going on with Philly that is rubbing people the wrong way.
That sounds horrible.
This from Jeff McClain. Quote, Jalen Hurts knows this is the last year of his guaranteed money. He knows the cat's out on some of his baggage. You've got to be able to produce. You can't be near the bottom of the league in passing 2 years in a row with the amount of talent that we have. It's not acceptable, and it's everybody saying it. From owner Jeffrey Lurie on down, everybody is on the same page. So, never mind the fact, won a Super Bowl, went to another one, they're in the playoffs every single year. Never mind all that. Let's use the media
and who
to try and
reported
get
this?
through. Jeff McClain from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Which means he is getting it from somebody internally, right? Wouldn't we agree on that?
Yeah.
That's 100%. Like, you're not just going to, like, if you're Jeff McClain, you're not going to report something random like that. Like, that's coming from somebody I don't care if it's the ball boy. It's coming from somebody within the organization.
Yeah.
We'd all agree on that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if that's the case, man, that is some damning, that's damning, bro. How are you not an effed up, like all the way messed up organization when you're doing stuff like that? Like, that's crazy. That's your quarterback, for one. You should be guarding and protecting him like he's the crown jewels, for one.
Right.
And then for two, even if these things are true, which, because I can think back, Peterson didn't really want to play him. Right, he didn't play him that much to begin with. He was trying to figure it out with other guys, and I think it brought up the conversation points of, why that was, why would you go in a different direction? I think he ended up kind of losing his job off of it, right? Like, he started another QB, wanted to see what that QB could do. Like, why do you do these types of things? But I still feel like ultimately the offsetting of it all is that they have gone to the Super Bowl. In both of the Super Bowls, Jalen Hurts played better than the
the best quarterback in all of football and Patrick Mahomes and split. Won one, lost one. I think when you have that type of success, I find that hard to kind of comprehend that you would have such a hard line stance, or you would actually allow for somebody within the organization to put this out there. Because to me right now it's propaganda versus it being real life criticisms of Jalen Hurts. Why let this happen? Why not handle this internally? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to speculate from the outside what exactly the issue is that they have with him or what he's doing behind the scenes. I mean, at the end of the day, this league's about winning and losing, and they're winning. You know, they're in this window now where they've built up a roster. They've won one. They've been to a couple now. And to your point, like, he's played really well in some of the biggest moments. And I understand there's been frustration.
Keep that
if you look at the offense throughout the course of the year, especially for Eagles fans, they'll be the first to tell you. AJ Brown would be the first to tell you.
Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, in for Dan and the guys. Coming up top of next hour, a little over 10 minutes from now. More fallout.
8-foot punch
from a scandal that has rocked the NFL world. We'll get into that for you right here on FSR. By the way, be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel for the show. We're live on YouTube right now. Search 2 Pros FSR. That's the number 2 PROS FSR on YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who on the show you agree with, who you think is completely wrong. But check out our new channel on YouTube. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR and subscribe.
Sometimes you can't get to everything in the world of sports or entertainment. Good thing the guys are here to bring you in case you missed it.
Guys, I don't know if you saw this, but they unveiled a statue for Ichiro up in Seattle.
It broke that man's back.
Unbelievable.
Like, what are you doing, man?
Why is it so difficult to figure out the statue game? There's like, how many times have we done stories about these statues? Like Dwayne Wade's statue looked like somebody lit it on fire halfway through.
Looked like an alien.
And they're like, oh, God, it's melting. All right, quick, hose it off. And they just rolled it out. And even he says, like, yeah, this is not great. And then
who? Dwayne Wade loved it. He looked at his son. They showed a video. He looked at his son. They were like, yeah, Dad. Yeah, we got a statue.
I think everyone should use is it Cristiano Ronaldo's guy?
Oh yeah.
Geez.
He allows for the person they're making the statue of to be much more involved in the process.
Yeah, because there was another Ronaldo statue that came out and it did not look good. It was not very flattering.
Well, there was one that was bad, but all of them have had one thing in common. I mean, it looks like someone put a duffel bag in their shorts.
Oh yeah,
he's continually keeps perpetuating that. So
I'll tell you who does some good statues. Brian Hanlon.
Oh yeah.
Check out his work. Next time you go to the Rose Bowl,
you got a statue guy now, LaVar.
Next time you go to the Rose
Bowl, did
you
do Sean Taylor's?
How much time we got left, Mark?
Get us out
of this. Get us out of this segment.
On a separate note, Mikal Bridges has played like 6 seconds, 4 seconds the past few years.
Yeah.
When you look through his final game of the season.
But he also didn't miss games at Villanova. Like, it is his lifestyle to play every game, even if it's only for a couple seconds.
Hey, what's wrong with that? Good for you,
but it's only been the last game of the season for the past few years.
And maybe that's just saying that, you know what, he wants to play. They don't want to play him. So if you're not going to play me, at least get me my logged time because I do want to play. Like, I get that. I'm not mad at him for that. But if you go to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Okay. All right, let me look at this up.
Because I was there.
Brian Hanlon?
Yeah, and he's a dope dude, too, by the way. I had an opportunity to spend some time with him multiple times.
Sculptor.
But let me tell you something. Did the sculptor he did, what is it? Sculpture, yeah. Archie Griffin is fire. And I was honored enough to be a guest to the unveiling. It was pretty cool, man. But, I mean, it looks just like the Archie that was winning all them Heisman.
Did you talk to him about getting a leap done?
No, there's no leap. Nah, sorry. It's not about me.
What do you mean?
It's about the sculpting.
All right.
And
I don't know. If you've got a
breaking.
sculptor guy, if you're hyping up a sculptor guy, I think you're trying to angling for it. You're trying to put that sculpture somewhere.
We are Bloodborne.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes! No pain, no gain, and I have dished out a lot of pain.
I played the game. The rules are still the same. Hey, America, you want some sports? We got it for you. Two pros and a cup of Joe is three guys talking sports, having some fun, and a great way to wake up in the morning.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of stats for us to get through right now.
We're here to break it all down for you.
I always hear that defense wins championships, but LaVar, I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding! It's just one of those shows that gives you that feeling of, I'm talking to my friend anywhere you may be, a sports bar, a living room, as different as we are, it works.
When he scores his first touchdown, what will the celebration be? It might just be a spike.
Yes. He's going to D-row first.
Jeez. They set their wedding date on the day of the Super Bowl, and the groom's trying to move the wedding now to get out of it so he can go see the game. Is he in the wrong here?
Let that man use them tickets.
Unbelievable.
We're like those three best friends that grew up together.
We've developed a chemistry.
In case you missed it, LA's finest, that's right, everybody's favorite. Apparently had a few too many drinks last night. This guy's got a little bit of an issue here, huh? Call a taxi.
I hear he has a weird infatuation with elevator rides.
There we go. We're three brothers, and we look identical. Oh, wow. Really?
I totally agree.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
My guys. Yes! Two pros.
And a cup of Joe. More sports, more fun.
After winning 62 during the regular season.
That's a heck of an 82 games by those guys, and now it's time to obviously regroup. I'm not sure if we know yet, but 5 or 6 days will there be to prepare and get as healthy and as prepared and as sharp as we can.
Rory McIlroy is a two-time Masters champion. McIlroy won his second consecutive green jacket after finishing atop the leaderboard at 12 under from Augusta. The The 36-year-old just the fourth player to win the Masters tournament in back-to-back years. Scotty Scheffler finished second at 11 under. Tyrell Hatton, Russell Henley, Justin Rose, and Cam Young finished third at 10 under. That's sports. I'm Seth Everett.
You're out, you're about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, just go to Peacock and we stream it live every weekday. Watch past episodes too. The Dan Patrick Show, available anywhere you are, any way you want it. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
I love Dan Patrick. Oh, my God.
Home to the biggest guests and best sports talk on radio.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Normally, home to Dan Patrick.
Hope you'll miss us.
But today, Dan and the Danettes are off.
Don't see another radio show behind my back, please.
And filling in, it's Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LaVar Arrington.
There we go. It's good.
Broadcasting from the Mercedes Man Cave, this is the Dan Patrick Show.
It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, in for Dan and the guys. You can hear us weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific, for something we do called Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. Monday through Friday here.
Q, he needs help, man.
I don't know why. I'm trying to get you out of retirement. What do you mean?
He needs your assistance. He needs prayers. He needs all those things. Yeah.
So for those of you like a little behind the scenes here, Brady and I have been on like a 2-week campaign to be a really bad influence on LaVar.
Horrible.
And we're trying everything. We are trying everything.
It's ridiculous.
And nothing has worked. Nothing has taken to yet. So
that could work. Potentially that could work.
But we are trying, which is probably. And by the way, you can check us out on YouTube. I want to be clear on that. Two Pros FSR on YouTube. You can watch us right now. You can see us waxing poetically here on this 3-hour journey as we take you all the way up until noon Eastern Time, 9 o'clock Pacific. Guys, we've got the very latest on the saga that continues, involving, and I don't know if you're familiar with this, Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that story, but here is the latest. Diana Russini, now under investigation by The Athletic. According to Mike Reese of ESPN, Mike Vrabel will now not take part in the pre-draft press conference, and the whole little story that they gave everybody about friends were there, it was an innocent encounter, et cetera, that lasted for about 30 seconds before people realized, this doesn't add up. And so now, after The Athletic had Diana Russini's back publicly and supported her publicly, now she will not be reporting. Her contract is also up this summer, so there's some speculation that maybe she is done reporting for them for good. And now Mike Vrabel is going to go ahead and step away, which is probably the right move, considering.
What do you mean step away?
Well, if he's not going to be a part of the pre-draft.
Be very clear on that. Not step away,
the pre-draft press conference, he's not going to be a part of it.
Because Diana Russini's step away is away.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
not Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel is going to not be a part of the pre-draft press conference. And anybody there, and look, he's it's not like anybody's going to ask, hey, what do you guys think about the linebacker depth in this draft? No, they're going to want to know what happened on the rooftop in Sedona. That's what they're going to want to know. So probably a smart move for Mike Vrabel, but the story that we were told and fed initially,
and the
went
interview
off like a fart in church, and here we are.
But just be clear that the interview that you're speaking of has already come and gone, right? Like the story blew up. And there's supposed to be an interview, a pre-draft interview, where Mike Vrabel maybe talks about and highlights what it is that they're thinking about going into the draft. So you're talking about a scenario where if it was as open shut as the coach initially made it sound, there's no problem with you being in front of the cameras. And I would rather the media hear me and see me say, there's nothing there. Can we talk about the pre-draft versus not doing the interview at all? And that, to me, I feel like that creates more conversation behind everything that's being thrown out there than, to me, I mean, it's going to happen either way, but don't change what you're doing is what I would say.
Well, let me just ask you this. Does this work in today's society? Because I tend to lean no. If something like this happens, I feel like you got to get out in front of it. You have to do more than just say it's laughable, because it seems like there's too much smoke there. And pushing off a meeting with the media where you know you're going to be asked about it, and it only allows there to be more time where, I don't know if it's the Athletic or the New York Times, they're now hiring an investigator to look into it further.
It's the Athletic. But the Athletic is
I think they're owned by the Times.
They are owned by the Times, yeah.
But the point is, it only allows for there to be more time for the story to get legs, drum up more of whatever was going on, dig deeper into all of this. And so to think that it's not going to come up again, you're going to be able to avoid it, it's impossible. Not in today's news cycle. And I think you talk to most PR firms and people who give advice on this, they'd say to get out ahead of it. Like, you're allowing other people now to control the narrative with speculation and more photos and more videos and everything else that comes from this. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been sent videos of Diana Russini basically talking poorly about her husband, which leads to worse speculation. And the way she'll sound at times makes it seem like, yeah, maybe this is someone who was looking for something else. But not even to go down that road, right? Because like the manner in which they're handling it, I think you knew that New York Times or the Athletic, whoever you want to point to, was going to do something. But with the Patriots side of this, it's like, this isn't just going to go away. And so at some point you have to stand up. You got to talk about it, and you're going to have to make a statement about it in order to move past. And maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe it's always something that kind of hangs around. But that's the world we live in now. I think kicking the can down the road doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how. At some point, he's going to be asked about it, especially with that media and the way that this works, and just in general. I don't know how you avoid this. It seems unavoidable, and the longer that it goes on, I would agree, the more that I think it's a bad look, because people are just, it's going to build and build and build and build and build, and then finally they're going to get their opportunity. And there's going to be one question and two questions. He already gets frustrated and flustered with the media to begin with. He's already a little bit of a red ass and a smart ass. And I just don't think there's any way around having to talk about this at some point. It's going to happen.
Here's what has to happen. And I think within the investigation, what's being put out there is that Russini has to clear up with the Athletic the 6 other people that were there or supposedly there. And that could be the piece of information that kind of puts the story to bed or makes the story that much more real. Was that cap? were there really 6 friends there? And if they were there, who are these 6 friends? Like, I think the burden of her being able to prove that this was literally a friend's deal where, listen, he's no more than a friend, and we became friends. However they became friends, they're all a friend group, and she's a part of it, and they were there, and that's what took place. If that's what's the story everybody is using, including the spouses, then the story goes away and the damage is done, but at least it's minimized for both Russini and for Vrabel. I think the bigger point that has to be thrown out there, though, is that we are now in a moment of time where we just had a big situation take place at FS1. at Fox and what took place there. Now, not too much further out from that, you have another situation along the same type of lines that now surfaces as well. So the conversation is ultimately going to be the integrity of sources and the sources that are connected to the publication. So the Athletic had to do this. The Athletic couldn't just say we're going to stand on the fact that it's out of context. The pictures are the pictures. We support Diana Russini. You couldn't do that because now what's going to come into question is any type of inside information that comes out. And if that information comes from, let's just say for the sake of saying because of the conversation, it comes from a woman, it's going to immediately be questioned. What is the relationship of this woman with that coach? And what is the standard and what is the credibility of the publication it's coming from? Are you the New York Times or are you, who did spin, right? Like it's kind of like right now journalistic integrity of outlets is probably going to find themselves in question because of something like this in specific. No way around it.
Yeah, I think that the more that whatever they thought the initial statement was going to get them backfired to a degree that I don't think anybody saw coming because then it dug up and brought up all of these old stories. You mentioned the comments about her husband, which, look, their relationship, whatever, that's their business, but, who cares? If she's, they're doing whatever they're doing on the side, then have fun and do what you got to do. It is the credibility aspect of it. It's the credibility portion of it that I think people look at because they start to think about, well, she did have a lot of stories of the Titans. Like there was a lot of news that seemingly broke that she was a part of. The A.J. Brown trade and rumors that were out there. All of those things that I think now the Athletic's looking at going, oh wow. Well, wait a second.
Oh wow.
Okay, but but let me play devil's advocate without getting in too much trouble here. I mean, do we want to know how all these insiders get all their information all the time? There's a double standard in different ways, in the sense that how some of the guys do it versus maybe how people think that maybe a woman might do it, whatever the case may be. If you are deemed as an insider, do people, like, they're more into the scoop? That's kind of part of your job, right?
Yes.
And so I'm not trying to make, Jonas, I know you're smiling, you're smirking. I'm not trying to make a case of saying anything. I'm just saying from a professional standpoint.
Say something.
I feel like people don't want to know how the meat's made. Like Jonas doesn't, like some people don't want to know how the sausage is made.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we know now.
We know what happens to the sausage. We don't want to know how it's made. We still don't want to know how it's made. We just know what happens to it.
It's just, I mean, and look, there's other names that have been brought up. Other reporters that have been called into question about how they get certain stories and whatnot, that all of a sudden they're catching strays.
Oh, Josina's name came up.
What?
Josina Anderson's name came up. There's a Britt McHenry, her name came up. Like, what's crazy is that they're all DC people. I've been hearing this for years. Like, this goes back to when I was
deep into it. You were deep into it in DC.
Hold on now.
I'm just saying, you were in the middle of it.
Don't put me deep into it. I wasn't deep into it.
I'll let me walk back the way I put that. I'm sorry.
I mean, my integrity in that realm is at least okay.
You were. You had your hands full with those sorts of situations in DC.
Not my hands. My hands weren't full. I was a spectator. I was a spectator of all of the gossip because I was in media in D.C.
Correct.
That's all. Yeah. There's more too. There are more.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Who?
It goes across lines categorical lines. Like it goes into cheerleading, it goes into media, sales. It was one big thing in DC. It's all.
I did get a kick.
Is what I'll leave it at.
You saw there were some people over the weekend. I saw some stuff out there that we just don't feel like this is really any of our business to discuss, and we don't feel like this whole thing kind of grosses. You're friends with Russini. Just stop, okay? If this was somebody else, you'd get in the mud too. All right, if it was somebody else and the story was dirty, you would have gotten involved too. It's just like this is calling in to question a lot of people's credibility with the actions and the way that it's being covered by people.
Does this damage insider reporting? Like, do you want, are people going to be like, look, at the cost of it being transactional, I don't care. Like, I'll get the information when I get it. How important is it to be able to say, I scooped you? Like, I knew they were going to trade A.J. Brown last week. They traded A.J. Brown today, and the report is coming out today. How important is that transaction to media, to what takes place? How important is it? I think that has to be the question, because ultimately this is a category that was created for the sake of being able to say, like, we scooped somebody. News is very different and very difficult at this point in time, at this juncture, because technology has given athletes the opportunity to break news. So there's no real need to be a person that is a breaking news reporter. All you got to do is have your feed on, have your notifications on. A.J. Brown says he wants out of Philadelphia. You don't have to get that from an interview. Diana Russini says reports from The Athletic, A.J. Brown wants to get a trade. No, it's going to come from somebody's social media.
You do for coaches, though. You do for the organizations.
Okay, that's fair. But, again, how important is that is what I would say. How important is it?
Ultimately, they're in control, right? Like, if an organization wants to move on from a player, whether the player wants to be there or not, I think we all know they'll find ways of doing so. I think they're equally important. Like, player empowerment's important now with the platforms that they've got to be able to put people in check. I saw Travis Hunter tweeted at, I believe, Ian Rappaport, maybe, in regards to a report he made about, what position he's going to play and when he'll be back healthy and everything he's been doing. And, he's asking, like, who told you that? Right? Like, so it's out there for everyone. But I do think it's mostly used by front offices, ownership groups, and obviously head coaches, because, it's their way of, and we've seen this before too, how coaches go about getting the attention of players. Instead of just talking to them directly, they go to the media and they put pressure on players that way. And so it's no different than the front office leaking something out to either put pressure on the player, his agent, or, maybe it's just to kind of see how the fan base receives it, accepts it. There's a bunch of different ways of doing it.
Who was it that just did the report from the front office person that was talking about Jalen Hurts? What was his name again?
Jeff McClain.
McClain.
Yeah.
Right? That's insider information. You didn't disclose who it was that gave you that information. It was said by, someone internally? That
clearly, yeah, that they use the front office. It was, implied that they use they use the media to get through to Jalen Hurts.
Right. So to me, again, how important is that? But do we know today how accurate that report was? Do we know today what impact that is having on Jalen Hurts or A.J. Brown or the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni, whoever, Big Dom? Do we know what type of impact is being had with Jalen Hurts' horrible impact on what's going on internally with the do we even know how that's a true story?
I think that story got dwarfed by Vrabel and Russini playing Marco Polo in Sedona. I think that's where things come.
I do think it is interesting, like the point you brought up earlier, LaVar. Some of this hangs around and is surrounded around us, like finding out who else was there.
Yeah, have we heard anything from them?
No, and
There's
that's the
6
hard
of 'em.
part is like you can't claim you're there with other people if there's no other people ever. Like no one's came forward.
They put your boy Taylor Lewan and all of them with the knee pad, the knee brace on, and all that. You know?
So I was actually looking at. Do you know why you haven't heard from those other people?
Why?
Because they didn't exist. That's why they weren't there. It's a BS story.
Well, again,
and they got caught.
And I think that is why it was brought up, and that was why it was brought to the conversation, is if it is indeed not proven that there was a group of people there, and if those 6 people that you're talking about outside of you, which I'm assuming makes 8, how many of those 6 people are male? How many of those 6 people are female? And I got to be honest, what's the relationship dynamics that's connected to the people that are there?
So
are these husband and wives? Are these boyfriends and girlfriends?
What does the split need to be? 3 male, 3 female for you to feel comfortable?
No, because
I feel like LaVar would be good at figuring this out.
All right, so let's talk
I just think, well, if it's 6 and you're 8, that you got to assume that might equate couples. That could equate couples if they're not careful in what the relationship dynamics are. But if you're talking about, okay, as a group of coaches or somebody from, the media world, if it's different media or different work backgrounds or whatever that aren't connected, I think there's a lot of scrutiny that has to take place in terms of how you look at who they are to come up with what you deem, if I'm the Athletic and I'm doing this investigation, what I deem is appropriate.
Now, is the pineapple pointing up or down?
If it's pointing down, if the top of the pineapple is pointing down, then obviously the glove has fit, and if the glove fits, you cannot acquit.
If that's the case, she should get an extension.
I didn't think anyone's wearing gloves, but
dang,
LaVar, don't you have a shirt that's got an upside down pineapple on it?
He's got shorts.
I had some Penn State shorts. I had some Penn State shorts on upside down. I'm guilty as charged.
Hey,
it is what it is.
He was wearing them last week.
We all have things that we have to fight through.
So back to my initial question. Like, if do you care with the insider how they get their information?
Again, that's the point. Do we care?
Like, do you care? I'm asking you guys. Do you care?
I don't really care about insider information because until it becomes real, what is it like to be able to say I was the one that scooped it? Like, unless it's like, I hate to do it to him because he's on TV and I love him to death, but unless it's like something as big as Manti Te'o, okay, insider scoop says that there's something
what
weird.
What does that have to do with
Why
me?
do you catch a stray?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm just talking about the story.
That's your linebacker brethren?
That is. I don't want to throw him under the
disrespectful.
I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I'm just saying.
But the problem is everyone
If you scoop that story, come on now.
Maybe that's what we're doing here is everyone's rushing to judgment and we don't have all the facts because then we saw a Netflix show come out and we're like, oh.
Like, hey,
and
man,
like
you felt
all of
bad
us Notre
for
Dame
him.
folks, we were trying to tell you. You didn't want to listen. We were trying to tell you. We're like, this is a much deeper conversation
I felt
story.
so bad for Manti, but the damage had already been done.
Okay, so is there going to be a Netflix series out of this thing?
I don't think that this is big enough unless Mike Vrabel lost his job. I hate to say it. The reality of it is that Russini is more expendable in this scenario than Mike Vrabel. And people can take it however they want to take it, but the reality of it is that Diana Russini will be looking for a job, might already be looking for a job, might be damaged goods based on the level of this story. So now what it is that she does, and she does very well, by the way. Diana Russini is a very good reporter at what she does, and she does get inside information and is able to disseminate it. She's one of their highest paid employees. And now she's not going to have the ability to be able to do that, and she's considered to be radioactive. She's going to have to do it on her own. She's going to have to create a podcast and do it on her own. Look at Joy Taylor. She leaned into it, and it's working for her. But she's quiet. It's quiet, though. It's quiet. It's not – you don't have as big a microphone as she had before, a megaphone as she had before. So I think it's a big story. I think it's Netflix worthy. I think it's big as hell.
Peanut butter skin.
And them big old cans. if Mike Vrabel loses his job over this or gets suspended over this, then now that further goes back into Pandora's box because your owner was at Asian Orchids and Orchids of Asia.
Oh yeah, but
like getting rubbed out, like getting them kinks rubbed out and getting like the sore spots rubbed out of them. And now that's going to come back to light. That's going to be discussed and talked about. There's a whole lot of fallout that comes out if Mike Vrabel is hit by this. Diana Russini, unfortunately for her, not so much.
Super Bowl hangover is a real thing.
It is.
The team that loses the Super Bowl just doesn't seem to go right the next
Maybe
year.
they should have thought about that.
Yeah. Should have.
Diana should have really thought about it because I feel like she had more to lose in this. She had a lot to gain, but I think if this turns out to be what people are saying it is, and she can't get another gig because of what she was doing, and that's what it's based off of, she had way more to lose in this scenario than Mike Vrabel did.
I do think it's interesting that the Athletic came out initially and supported her, right? They made a statement.
They did.
And now they're investigating it. And maybe it's, which is interesting because it feels like their reaction to this is more because of public pressure.
And they tried to put it to sleep, like put it to bed real quick. Like, nope, we got her. Didn't happen. Moving on. But the fact that it's like, oh, no, we're not done talking about it. It shows you how powerful the public is.
Like, you imagine like how difficult of a job it is to find 6 people that don't exist. Like, that's crazy.
Damn.
Talk about reporting. She pulls that off. Oh, my God.
And that's
a statue.
I mean,
built.
I think we do
alleged.
it.
That's alleged.
I think we do it
there could be 6
during the
people.
fall every year when everyone's voting. I mean, there's a lot of names that show up.
Damn, we just took it to the polls?
I'm just saying.
Damn.
It can't be that hard. I think both political parties figure out a way of doing it every time we get an election.
America is screwed.
You know what I like about doing the show with you guys? When there's a story that's real muddy, a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't want to get dirty. And we say, grab a snorkel, we're going in.
Yeah, by the way,
We're going in.
to the jerko that chimed in on social media that thought we didn't touch it, I'm like, bro, we didn't just touch it. We grabbed it.
Yeah, we
all
did.
right?
We did.
We fully locked on, and we're letting go.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I studied pictures of Joy like you would not believe just so I could get a feel for what Jason Whitlock was speaking of when he explained
so
it
you
the
could
way
get a
that he
feel.
did.
Well, Jonas, how did he explain Diana? How did he describe her?
LaVar Arrington.
No. How did he describe Diana? If he was peanut butter skin.
That peanut butter skin and them big old cans.
But how did he
LaVar
describe
Arrington.
Diana?
Yeah, you don't know.
It was suntan.
Oh,
fake can.
Suntan,
Wait,
fake cans.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Whitlock's been on one lately. He's been on. I mean, that Matt Barnes one was over the top.
By the way, we're brought to you by True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care
that voice.
yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour and get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com, then sit back and relax. All right, coming up next.
Hey, dude really does look just like Michael Jackson, by the way. I ain't going to hold him. Jermaine's son looks exactly like Michael Jackson in that new biopic that's coming out. Is that what you call them? Biopic? What are they called? Biopic? Biopics? I don't know.
You know this.
Well, you know.
We got a big one coming up. A big one in the world of sports. That'll be yours right here on FSR. But tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road, and they're responsible for everything: acceleration, braking, steering, and handling. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you know exactly what you want or you're looking for expert recommendations, Tire Rack makes it easy. You're going to get fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and convenient installation options, including mobile installation, where they bring the installation to you, your home, office, or anywhere in between. And, of course, the best selection, including the full line of Falken tires. And they don't just sell tires, they test them on the road and on their test track. Learn how the tires you want tackle evasive maneuvers, drive and stop in the rain, or just handle your everyday commute. Go to TireRack.com/Dan to see their Falken test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the current special offers. That's TireRack.com/Dan. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. was some photos that came out.
Damn.
And an article from the New York Post.
It was just, man, come on, man. It was coincidental.
That showed Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Patriots, Diana Russini, reporter for The Athletic, hanging out on a rooftop in Sedona. And pictures of them holding hands. What
they
appeared
weren't
to be
like
hands.
holding hands.
Yeah, they were interlocked.
They were talking. It was
what was
like
it? A test of strength. They were holding hands.
All right, Var. Let me put it this way.
Okay.
We have not held. No one's held hands like that for as long as we've worked together with any other female that I've ever witnessed.
Oh.
All right.
I'm not getting involved in this one.
Why not?
I get
because
that.
I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
Here's what I'd say about the whole situation. Even if it is innocent on both sides of it, it still looks bad. And you've got to know that it's going to look bad given the situation that you're both in, given Diana Rossini's reported, rumored history of things.
Background. Yeah, her background.
Like it looks
goes
bad.
back to DC.
And yeah,
It does go back to DC. I was there. I was a then reporter. Oh well, I was a radio host in DC during that time.
So you can break it down.
I mean, very well,
Seems
actually.
like you're missing a couple letters on that word. But.
I'm a Diana Rossini fan, though. I'm not gonna poo-poo on her.
I'm a fan of both people.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both of them.
You could talk about this objectively because that's our job, but you can also say, like, come on, man. Like, that's just, it's a bad look all the way around.
Let me see your thong.
Now, hey,
baby. That thong. I love it when the booty goes. I love it when the booty goes. That thong. I mean, they were in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, they were, they hung out in the hot tub together. They were laying out by the pool.
I mean, that's the best way to get in an industry where not telling the truth, avoiding the truth is the truth. That's just how coaches are. So what better way to get a coach to be comfortable enough, or a GM, or an owner, or a player, or the trainer, cheerleader. Did I miss anybody? What better way in this culture to get someone to relax and tell you what you need them to tell you?
Now,
get them in a relaxing environment.
There was a couple of quotes from Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini in regards to this. Mike Vrabel told the Post, quote, "These photos show a completely innocent interaction, and any suggestion otherwise is laughable. This doesn't deserve any further response." Well played. That is well played.
What do you mean? Well
I'm
played.
Just,
He's just keeping it real.
I'm not gonna give
say
this
that
any credibility.
Oh hell!
I'm not gonna give this any credibility.
Lorena, you would say that?
Yeah, jump in here.
You would say that?
Yeah, you'd completely dismiss it.
So okay,
100%.
So
he's gonna lose his wife if he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always that cut and dry in 2026.
Yeah.
I just
When
you think it looks that damning?
When you're a viral sensation of being like a cheater, yes, I think it can be that damning. 100%.
Oh no,
especially
it can
when
be.
there's photos.
Oh come on,
It can
Do you
be.
see their
He didn't have her on the hood of the car.
Do you see
Let's
their
relax
embrace
here.
though? She's around his waist. He's around the shoulders.
Well,
it
he's
looks
tall.
Very...
He's tall.
You
he's
could do
way
a
taller than
a shoulder
her.
hug, like a side hug. That would be more acceptable. But it looks a little too intimate. It does.
You
it
got
looks very
some
close. It looks
nerve.
very close.
It looks too intimate.
It
You are the
does.
intimacy judge.
Yes, I am.
Court is in session. The intimacy level is way too high here.
All right. Can we break this?
It's not even a video. It's just photos.
That's why a picture speaks 1,000 words. Can we break it down though? So why don't you go back to the history to DC?
Yeah.
Because that kind of leads people to speculate too. And it's also partially what makes this feel like there's more there. So tell us when you were a decade ago.
It's been
11 years. However long ago it was.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, tell us about Scott McLuhan.
McLuhan. That's his name. McLuhan. That's it. I'm gonna stop right there. I mean, there were reports and there were rumors. There were rumors that there were
Jonas, read the tweets.
There were sexual favors being exchanged for information. I mean,
from memory, I don't have the tweets, the exact tweets pulled up.
Have sexual relations with that woman.
It was a big story in D.C. because the wife got involved.
She doesn't sound like that. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, in for Dan and the guys. Coming up a little over 10 minutes from now, it's something we do on our show, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. It's called our FSR IR. We're going to have that for you again here about 10 minutes from now on Fox Sports Radio. By the way, we mentioned you can watch us on YouTube at Two Pros FSR right now. You can check us out on YouTube at Two Pros FSR. You can also check us out on the iHeartRadio app. You can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us in all of our Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day, and be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app, so it'll always pop up at the top of your screen. We mentioned this, that Mike Vrabel's not going to be at the pre-draft press conference because, probably not a great idea. But it does bring up the point that it occurred to me, oh, yeah, the draft's next week. Oh, yeah. Interesting. Just sort of right around the corner, one of the big events yearly in the world of sports. They're expecting 700,000 people to show up in Pittsburgh. They're shutting down all the schools. Yet from this far away, it just doesn't feel like it's all that it's cracked up to be in years past.
Who's to blame for that? I mean, is this a matter of it not being the most exciting offseason in general for the NFL? Like free agency wasn't that impactful. The draft class, maybe some people say it's because Fernando Mendoza's too squeaky clean, and it's already known where he's going to go.
It's him. He's the problem. Get a flaw.
You're going to blame Mendoza?
Get a flaw. Get a bad habit. Start drinking. If somebody wants to slip him an ounce of crystal meth before the draft, do something. Get an edge. Get something so we have something to talk about. If you're Laramie Tunsil, dude, you're not using the gas mask anymore. Give it to him. Let him do it. Sitting there in South Beach, waiting for the Raiders to pick him, and next thing you know, they pan over, and he looks like that guy at the drug lab in True Detective with a gas mask on filled with weed. That's what we need. We need something salacious, and he's not giving it to us.
Dang. I don't know how to respond to that, but I find it interesting that we have not had very many top athletes or top pick guys not come under an intense scrutiny. Sorry, so I'm like getting caught in my thoughts. Intense scrutiny for them. I think back to the RG3 Andrew Luck. Is it RG3 and Andrew Luck that were coming out together? Is that the two?
Yep.
Yeah.
And how you had two guys, not one, you had two guys that it was very hard to create a narrative about what you did not like about them. And I think that was when we were hitting a period in time and culture where it was becoming a little bit more frowned upon and difficult to just speak your piece, especially if it had to do with a person of color. And I think that the approach in that year was because Andrew Luck was the generational talent, but RG3 was the one who won the Heisman and had an amazing year and did all of these things right. The only thing that you really could lean on going into that draft was turning them into arch nemesis or making it a versus type of deal, like pick your poison, when in reality, to be honest, it probably wasn't even close. I think they tried to do that with Simpson, the guy, or not. Is it Ty Simpson? Is that his name? Am I getting it right? Yeah. I think they tried to create that with the Alabama quarterback here, but in an effort of raising the point that he could be considered just as good, if not better, than Mendoza coming into this draft, was shot down in such ferocity that it kind of killed it. And so it's a matter of if we're building what the buildup of this draft is based off of, I think Mendoza, unless you're okay with just fantasizing over it working out exactly the way it does in the movies, slow start in life in terms of nobody wanted you. You couldn't even walk on to the school that you wanted to go to. You end up going to this school here. It isn't that good. You end up transferring, going to another school. It works out for you. You end up beating the school that didn't want you, and you end up winning the Heisman. It's like the great feel-good story in so many different ways. If that's not what they're leaning into, I would ultimately challenge people to, what is the storyline that somebody could take and create for this year's draft? What is it?
Well, no, and that's the interesting thing about this is you do have an incredible story. A quarterback who comes in and in a single year turns around arguably the worst football program in college football history, wins the Heisman, runs the table in arguably the most difficult era to ever do it, and yet there's still no buzz, and he's going to a team that's a storied franchise, or we're assuming he's going to go to the Raiders, which is a storied franchise, and obviously needs a ton of help to turn this thing around. So it's kind of crazy to me that there's not more buzz, maybe just because it's a foregone conclusion. That's part of it. I tend to look at it this way. I don't think it's so much about Mendoza as it is about everything else behind him. You know, we might have to wait a little while before we hear Ty Simpson. There's some concern about his lack of experience. You know, you look at some of the top rated guys, Caleb Downs, he's a safety. Jeremiah Love, he's a running back. When you look at teams and how they build their roster, they get excited about tackles, edge rushers, D tackles, cornerbacks, wide receivers, obviously quarterbacks. Not those two position groups. When those are the best overall prospect players you're looking at, and they get kind of pushed up, it takes a knock at some of these guys. I mean, Arvell Reese is an incredible talent, but their teams are looking at him as an edge player. He doesn't have a ton of experience as an edge player from Ohio State. You look at Ruben Bain, there's concern about his length, of his arm length, and now there's some concerns about, a car accident happened a couple of years ago and left someone.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're digging into this stuff. Spencer Fanu, the tackle out of Utah, some might feel like he might be better at guard. So when you start to break down this draft, I don't think it has so much to do with Fernando Mendoza. I think it has to do with the NFL scouts, talent evaluators, not getting as excited because they don't have those tackles, those edge rushers, those, the defensive front, the wide receivers, the cornerbacks. They don't have as great of a class as they've had in the past. Or next year when I've talked to you guys about the quarterback class. Like that quarterback class, you're going to see 5 to 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round. That is my projection for 2027. This year we might only have one. So I think all those things add up to there not being as much buzz around NFL teams, their front offices, and then that kind of lends to the same way about the media. Where outside of doing mock drafts, they're not talking about it quite as much. I mean, right now, part of the speculation is, all right, after Mendoza, when is Ty Simpson going to go? How are we going to see some of these tackles, some of these defensive players, but where's Jeremiah Love fit in there as a running back? How high could he go? And that's kind of it. I think if you ask, go ahead.
I was going to say, am I horrible for saying if Arch Manning, or let's just go back to like if Michael Vick or, was coming out right now, would there be more excitement about what Mike Vick could represent to the Raiders than what we're seeing with Fernando Mendoza? Because for what it's worth, Fernando Mendoza accomplished more than what Mike Vick did in his last year coming out of college. I just don't think – I feel like the reason why this draft is struggling to have that type of storyline, last year's draft struggled too. And they had to lean on Shador to carry them through two days of draft coverage.
Yeah, they had people prank calling them. Right?
I mean, come on, man. From team's kids, by the way, from organizational people's kids. I just wonder what it leads me down the road to wondering is if there's not an anchor for this draft in particular, it was the controversy of Shedeur, which as much as that to do with connecting it to Prime, to Deion Sanders, it's a easy one to win on and get people to link in and pay attention to. This one this year, it says to me that maybe there's not a belief that Mendoza is a generational talent. Maybe Mendoza is not the quarterback that is going to change what's going on in Las Vegas with that team. Maybe they're not as high. Maybe people are not as high on Mendoza internally as what needs to be for the hype machine to really get behind him. Because ultimately, if he were that, I think people would be way more excited for a legendary historical franchise to get a guy that's going to turn the fortunes around of what they've been and what they've not been able to get away from, which is winning and not having a franchise quarterback to go with their team. That should be an easy layup of a headline that drives this draft, and it's not. So to me, I feel like this could be an indictment on how good they view Mendoza being as a pro quarterback. Not even projecting him to start.
It's the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, in for Dan and the guys. Coming up next is a little something we do on our show, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. It's our FSR-IR. We are going to report any injuries, issues, ailments from a long sports weekend, and that's yours here on Fox Sports Radio. Hard Knocks is back, except with a twist, because it used to be where they would just announce one team. This year they announced two. So we now know the two teams in the Super Bowl, the Seahawks and the Patriots, are going to be in this year's Hard Knocks for Seattle and next year's Hard Knocks for New England. And people are asking the question, why would they announce the next two? They've never done that before. Adam Schefter, take it away.
So the NFL has been asking teams to do Hard Knocks, and the answer always is next year. We'll do it next year. So what the NFL did this year, when the New England Patriots said we'll do it next year, they said, you're in. You've got 2027. Congratulations. And so they've taken the two Super Bowl participants, the Seahawks this summer in 26, the Patriots next summer in 27, and they held their feet to the fire.
If you've got to do that to get somebody to participate, isn't that a sign that maybe we ought to move off of Hard Knocks? Like, if you've got to basically trick teams into doing Hard Knocks because they don't want to do it, nobody wants to do it, nobody likes it, can we just get rid of it? Like, why is this still happening? There's enough content out there. There's enough documentaries. There's enough stuff out there that you can watch on the NFL, podcast, streaming. Like, there's all these different options out there. And for whatever reason, they still shove it down everybody's throat. And I don't get it. I really don't understand.
It's got to be HBO and whatever they're paying the NFL for the rights of it. I mean, NFL Films produces it, so the NFL has some sort of control over what gets out, what doesn't. Remember how we had to do away with all the, really the stuff that people watched for. As much as we hate to admit it, part of the reality TV to the actual show itself was seeing guys get cut, was seeing guys' reactions, was feeling like you were watching a real life interview over the course of training camp. And that was the stakes. You had players who were either going to make it or they weren't. And you got to see behind the scenes how that was going to work out. And that grueling portion of the year where football players are preparing themselves to go into a back in the day, 16 games, now 17-game season. But that was what it was all about. Unfortunately, we had to, dumb it down, and we had to cut out some of the drama because agents got sensitive about their players, and the players obviously didn't like it, so then they wouldn't want to participate. So I just want to know how much HBO is paying the NFL to license these rights, because otherwise, to your point, like, why are we doing this? I mean, I also didn't realize, they used to pay players to be a part of it? Like, vets would make up to $8,000 for the series, rookies to like $2,000.
Really?
Just to be a part of it? Yeah.
I never heard of that.
I didn't either, but I was kind of researching all this, and this dates back to like 2001.
That's crazy.
Where they had to start incentivizing guys.
Why is it so? Why are people so resistant to it? Why do you guys think they're so resistant to wanting to do Hard Knocks?
Okay, because I think that leads to my question I was going to ask you guys. Is it realistic? Is it still realistic?
It's not realistic. You're allowing someone else to kind of shape the story for the drama. You don't have control over it. And that's the truth, is you'd want all these teams, and think about every head coach. They want to control the messaging. So once you bring in cameras and someone else has editorial control, it changes things. And they have to make a show out of it, so they've got to over-exaggerate or dramatize more than they really need to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of it. It's a distraction to every coach, every player that's a part of it. And unless you have direct control over what gets out, you don't want them coming infiltrating your training camp, your room.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like anytime you could. Why are you laughing at, bro?
I still don't know where you come up with this. Really walking on water.
Yeah, sure enough. Golly. I look at any opportunity that, like, J.J. Watt took full advantage of Hard Knocks.
I think that's what turned me against it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I was like. Golly, talk about branding yourself and showing that this is why he's who he is. Like, it was. I thought it was an amazing opportunity for him to build himself. I would always, in my mind, if you had these situations with shows or like the Sunday show where they do the spotlighting of you and stuff like that, I thought that you were supposed to do it. I thought that it made sense to do it, because if you can gain exposure, make sure you're doing what you need to do in those moments that you get the opportunity to gain that exposure. But that's just how I think. A lot of guys don't like being in front of the camera, or don't like kind of taking
Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you in for Dan and the guys. Coming up top of next hour, we're going to hear more about somebody who's become very familiar with this side of things in the world of sports. We'll get into that for you here on FSR. But as a reminder, if you've missed any of today's show, you want to catch the podcast, just search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. Right after the show, today's pod will be posted. Be sure to follow it. Rate it 5 stars. You can even provide a review. Again, just search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. You'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after we get off the air.
After your sports weekend, happens. So it's time to get the FSR IR report.
Who's got it? Who's got it?
We had a loaded weekend of soccer games and some lacrosse mixed in for my 2 oldest girls. And they couldn't have had more opposite experiences.
Oh, no.
My oldest, they won everything. They won their championship in soccer. My youngest, or I should say the younger of the two, lost everything, which is like the worst case scenario, obviously, because one's holding the trophy, one's now jealous and upset. So that was its own issue. But I've told you, look, for those who haven't heard our show, I tell LaVar and Jonas all the time, like, I'm in the thick of it as a parent, with my kids in sports, and it's just a struggle. And it doesn't help, and I don't yell or say much when the officiating, though, is god-awful. Oh, no. All right? And at one point, and this is yesterday, there were so many bad calls made by this official. I finally just, at one point, sat back, yelled, hallelujah, when he got one right.
Got one right.
He looked dead over at me. And this is also after he already gave my daughter a yellow card at one point in the game. And he just stared at me and pointed and said, one more. And I was like, I just gotta put my hands up. I said, okay, fair enough.
I mean,
but I'm telling you, I'm gonna get kicked out of a little kid's sporting event. No. It's gonna happen at some point. Now I know why LaVar got in a fight with the guy with an oxygen tank.
Oh, that's right.
Look, I see so much more eye to eye with LaVar in that situation than I ever have before in my life.
Yeah.
That's put me in a guilt lane, huh?
No, I'm just saying. It's probably gonna be worse, LaVar. Like who knows? Maybe I'm taking on two people with oxygen tanks.
LaVar beat up a guy in hospice. It was really unfortunate.
He shouldn't have been coaching. What you got your ass out there for? You need oxygen tank.
I'll give you your last rites.
Breathe. Don't worry about me. Breathe. You use that oxygen for what it's needed for. Leave me alone.
We are Buffalo.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
No pain, no gain, and I have dished out a lot of pain.
I played the game. The rules are still the same.
Hey, America, you want some sports? We got it for you.
Two pros and a cup of Joe is three guys talking sports, having some fun, and a great way to wake up in the morning.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of stats for us to get through right now.
We're here to break it all down for you. I always hear that defense wins championships, but LaVar, I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher. That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
It's just one of those shows that gives you that feeling of, I'm talking to my friend anywhere you may be, a sports bar, a living room, as different as we are, it works.
When he scores his first touchdown, what will the celebration be?
It might just be a spike.
Yes.
He's going to D-row first.
Jeez.
They set their wedding date on the day of the Super Bowl, and the groom's trying to move the wedding now to get out of it so he can go see the game. Is he in the wrong here?
Let that man use them tickets.
Unbelievable. We're like those three best friends that grew up together.
We developed a chemistry. In case you missed it, LA's finest, that's right, everybody's favorite. Apparently had a few too many drinks last night. This guy's got a little bit of an issue here, huh?
Call a taxi.
I hear he has a weird infatuation with elevator rides.
There we go.
We're three brothers, and we look identical.
Oh, wow. Really?
I totally agree.
Wrap it up, let's go.
Our guys. Yes! Two pros.
And a cup of Joe.
More sports, more fun.
champion, becoming just the fourth player to win back-to-back at Augusta National, finishing atop the leaderboard at 12 under par. Scottie Scheffler finished one stroke back in second place with a four-way tie for third. The NBA regular season is in the books now, and the reigning champion Thunder are the West top seed, while the Pistons sit atop the East. Celtics are the East 2 seed, and Coach Joe Mazzulla says it's full speed ahead into the postseason.
Everybody on the floor has impacted winning, and it's no different in the playoffs. It's the fundamentals, and it's the little things are under higher amounts of duress.
The Spurs earn the second seed in the West. They join OKC, Detroit, and Boston in awaiting their opponent from the play-in tournament. The Suns will host the Trailblazers tomorrow for the West 7 seed, while the Hornets battle the Heat for a chance to play for the East 8 seed on Friday. Multiple sources are reporting Doc Rivers is out as the Bucks head coach, but he may stay with the team in an advisory role. And Caps captain Alex Ovechkin had an assist in Washington's win over Pittsburgh in what could be his final home game yesterday. He'll weigh retirement over the summer. And that's sports. I'm Scott Davidson.
You're out, you're about, but you want your Dan Patrick. Well, good news, he goes everywhere with you. If you missed the show, you can podcast it. If you want to see the show, just go to Peacock and we stream it live every weekday. Watch past episodes too. The Dan Patrick Show, available anywhere you are, any way you want it. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show.
I love Dan Patrick. Oh, my God.
Home to the biggest guests and best sports talk on radio.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Normally, home to Dan Patrick.
Hope you'll miss us.
But today, Dan and the Danettes are off.
Don't see another radio show behind my back, please.
And filling in, it's Jonas Knox, Brady Quinn, and LaVar Arrington.
There we go. It's good.
Broadcasting from the Mercedes Man Cave, this is the Dan Patrick Show.
It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox with you. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app. You can find us on hundreds of affiliates all across the country as we take you through the end of this hour live up until noon Eastern time, 9 o'clock Pacific. If you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate you doing so. You can watch us, by the way, on YouTube at 2Pros FSR. That is at 2Pros FSR on YouTube. You can play a little grab ass, as we say, with us for the next hour here on the show. Just letting people know if they want to come hang out and watch, they can. Congratulations again, Rory McIlroy. Overcomes
Mark.
He overcame the odds.
Mark, come on, Mark.
By the way, Sergio Garcia had a nice little meltdown. That was cool.
Yeah, what did he snap a driver
Yeah,
on something?
Just broke it against like a cooler that was sitting nearby, and you had a lot of those golf blowhards who were like, "Well, that's really frowned upon at Augusta National."
It's kind of hard to talk tough about a topic when you have music like this playing. I'm just saying. Just thought I'd make that clear.
The live golfers didn't show up very well. That was very apparent. Just saying.
What about former live golfers, Brooks Koepka?
Well, that was LaVar's second pick in our hat draw, and he was representing. He was out there playing well, right, LaVar?
I did not. I was loyal to one, and Fitzpatrick, he totally boned me. So it's all good. Thank you.
I had Hideki in there. He kind of came back a little bit. He was starting to get in the mix.
Okay.
Yep.
Justin Rose, though, is the name to throw out there. 45 years old.
Relatable for you?
Relatable. Old head. Out there doing his thing.
What about the was it Haitong Lee?
See, you're burying the lead here, though.
What?
He finished third.
Who?
At 45 years old.
Oh, Justin Rose?
That's right.
Hey.
Show some props to that. Like, quietly has been a steady achiever. Maybe not a everyday household.
Haitong Lee's, though. He had a couple of eventful holes.
Dang.
By the way, he's awesome.
What'd he do?
When you listen to his interviews and stuff, he is so much fun.
Did you hear he spoke on Saturday that he, I guess, got a stomach illness or something like that, and he was talking about how he
ate
was
at
AJ's
up. House.
Oh, no.
He went and visited the in-laws.
You are just after all the linebackers today, huh?
Oh, dang.
Jeez.
My bad.
Those are your people.
They are my people.
But Hae Tong Lee said that he had issues and he was just throwing up and dropping bombs. And then he showed up, and Isaac Lowenkron, our sports update anchor over the weekend, pointed out the gutsiest move all weekend was the fact that he dealt with the stomach issues and then rolled out in white trousers.
Not guts, though.
Around
buddy.
Dang.
There is no restrooms anywhere close to some of those holes.
Oh, no. So what do you have to do?
Tree.
No way.
You better find some Depends. I mean,
that's what it has to be, right? You can't go find a tree at Augusta, I would assume.
That's why you bring dude wipes.
That is not appropriate.
Why not?
Well, why? Because it's a sophisticated place to be. I mean, even the deer, deer and the raccoons and the chipmunks go off the site. They go off the greens. They go off of the rough, and they go elsewhere to handle their business before they come back.
He was deep enough in the woods, though, at one point. He easily probably could have, and no one would have seen him. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple holes that got pretty dicey for him.
Were his pants white?
Yeah.
It wasn't just white.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, white pants.
Okay. Yeah.
Ballsy, man. That's ballsy.
I mean, he could have looked like he sat down on a fudge sickle. It was not. It was not good.
God.
Yeah.
It's really
But Rory won again. He got another green jacket.
Good for Rory. How many green jackets does he have? 3?
2.
By the way, CBS is getting all sorts of heat because the coverage wasn't great. They missed some shots, like Hae Tong Lee's collapse. Not the defecating himself.
Yeah, not
but
that collapse.
Yesterday he had an awful couple of holes that you mentioned, and it was completely missed. Like Rory's last shot, like people felt like that they kind of butchered that as well too. So CBS.
I mean, it was. I don't know why. It was in hand. It was a very anticlimactic, 18th hole. Unless he was going to completely fall apart, which I guess wasn't out of the question, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was like it was an eventful Sunday for the most part, up until about the last few holes where no one was going to catch him at that point. Unless he was going to fall apart and collapse, no one was going to catch him. And credit to Rory. You could tell he's figured it out because he doesn't make it easy, self-admittedly, but he's been able to figure out a way to step up some of these big moments.
What's the next big one? Is it the British Open? Is that the next big one? Or the Open Championship that you blowhards like to call it? What is it?
Does any more really matter?
Huh?
Like almost like it's like
the other majors matter.
Seems like that's like the one that this one ends it. Like you keep playing, it is what it is, but it's just kind of like it's not the same. It doesn't get the same type of attention.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the same type of lore. I don't know why. I mean, none of them have it for me.
You know who's
we appreciate you participating on this topic.
No worries.
We do.
No worries.
You know who's got plenty of time to golf moving forward? Old Doc Rivers.
Dang.
Yeah. Got a whole bunch of time on his hands.
Pulling into the dock.
Yeah. That boy, what an awful run.
That'll do it for him in Milwaukee. And maybe as a head coach in the NBA.
Honest to God, why do you want to go back? He's a great broadcaster. He's got a ring.
He is.
He's got he's a good player. Like why do you want to go deal with that crap?
With that. You're right.
Like go be a broadcaster. He's great at it. There's opportunities out there. You can make a good living and not have to deal with any of this crap that we was having to deal with Giannis and all the rumors and are they shutting him down? Are they not? Sham Sharani apparently has got an axe to grind with Doc Rivers and the Bucks organization. Like the whole thing it just didn't work at all for anybody there. Damian Lillard, like none of it worked. And you just look back at their decision to fire Adrian Griffin when they did, and I think they were 30-13 or something like that. They had a really good record, and they decided to move on from him, and they've just gotten worse ever since. And now they're probably going to lose Giannis in the offseason.
Do you realize that Doc did the same thing that Q's kids did in those soccer games?
What do you mean?
Won one, lost one. Won the championship, lost the championship.
Damn. Oh, yeah.
He's going into the Hall of Fame this month.
Yeah.
And he got fired this month.
Yeah.
So all in the same stroke of time, he's won, and yet he's lost. He's lost, but yet he's won. I mean, induction into the Hall of Fame, that's a big accomplishment. I mean, Doc has been a figure of longevity, and not only being a player, but as a coach. I mean, do you guys realize he's coached 27 seasons?
Yeah.
It's a long time.
5 different teams.
It's a long time.
He's almost got a 600 win percentage overall. So, it's not like he's, he won it with the Celtics, obviously. But, he's been involved in the NBA since 1983.
It's crazy, man.
It's
a long run.
Took a few years off. But it feels like Doc Rivers has been around forever. He's like that answer that a job comes open and people just go, Doc Rivers. like Doc can take it. He's like that safe candidate for any job that opens up, which is maybe how he found his way to Milwaukee. But it does beg the question, is the next hire purely contingent on what Giannis wants?
It feels like that ship has sailed. I don't know how you repair the relationship there between him and the front office, because one of the things, they're like, people thought, well, maybe it's a Doc Rivers thing, and Doc Rivers told everybody, I get along great with Giannis. Like, it's not, there's but I think the front office, their handling of him, the conversations they were having surrounding a possible trade, it just feels like it's run its course. And whoever is taking that job next, I would go in with the expectation that you're probably not going to have Giannis, that there could be a deal done this summer, and most likely a deal done this summer.
Their relevance is done for a really long time. Just get comfortable with being uncomfortable with how bad your organization is, or your team, your product.
By the way, isn't Aaron Rodgers still part owner of the Bucks? I think he's got a small stake in the team, so it's not great for him either.
Just get comfortable with that, because this is a team that's going to have to find a new leader. They're going to have to find and build a culture. They're going to have to find, because I don't believe Giannis is coming back. There's no reason for him to come back. At this point, he's exhausted. And you know what? I don't think people can be upset with him for not wanting to come back either. And if you have a problem with that and you want to hate him or do what fans have historically done, which is be a moron and burn the jersey, then you go right ahead and be that moron. But that is very, very singular to you and your feelings, because the dude gave you multiple MVP years. He gave you a championship, and he gave you a player that was worth turning on the television or buying tickets to go see play in person. He's given you all of that. And now you haven't been that good with the Bucks since Lou Alcindor? Did Lou Alcindor even play for the Bucks? Maybe he did.
Yeah,
I think he did. Yeah,
what
I don't
about
know.
Jack Sikma?
How about that?
Well, the betting favorite is Taylor Jenkins. He's a former, obviously, Grizzlies head coach, and he has got experience back when he was with Budenholzer's staff in Milwaukee. That was the year Giannis won the MVP.
One of the Jenkins boys.
So Taylor Jenkins, he's younger. So maybe that's the direction they go. Maybe he's able to, because of the prior relationship, able to convince Giannis to stay, if he was going to stay.
Didn't they make a movie about Roscoe Jenkins? And that Martin Lawrence? Anyways,
Probably.
I'm just joking.
Now, do you think that if there is a move and they do trade him, do you think people really will burn the jersey? I feel like that ship has sailed. And I would also say this, I'm not saying that they were the originals when it came to burning jerseys. I think people have done it before. But I think full blame should go to Brady Quinn and Cav fans everywhere for burning LeBron's jersey.
Yeah, that was bad. That was pretty low.
You guys really started us down a path to where people thought that was the way to get attention.
I never burnt any LeBron jersey. Let's just start off with that. I can understand why people had an emotional reaction, because he went on national TV, and despite raising what I believe to be over $1 million for charity, basically just said, yeah, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. So I can understand their frustration when, you live in the Midwest, you really look forward to sports. You really look forward to your favorite teams, your favorite players. And clearly the message was sent that he didn't want to be there anymore. Now he did come back and completely redeem himself the next time around, getting a championship.
He did.
But then did once again leave to go to brighter pastures out in L.A. And not necessarily leave the team in a great spot, even though now I think Cavs fans are excited about the roster they have, the team they have at this point. So
They had
I guess it's
Oscar
Waterloo
Robertson.
Bridge, you know?
Oscar Robertson, great name.
The Big O.
Sidney Moncrief, great name in basketball. Another name,
Terry Cummings.
Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Ray Allen played for the Milwaukee Bucks. I forgot about that. Terry Cummings is a great name, bro. That's another Iron Man. We've been talking Iron Man on what?
Nothing. You said it was a great name.
It is. Terry Cummings is a great name in sports. Like great person, great human being.
Yeah.
Like why are you smirking about?
Something like
what? Is there something I'm missing?
No, Terry Cummings is a great name. I don't
Okay.
understand.
I mean, I was more in on him with the Spurs, but I like Terry Cummings.
Yeah.
Play hard defense.
Jonas is segueing into a segment he used to call pro wrestler or porn star.
Oh, okay. All right. Is that what it was?
He used to use.
Because he definitely is making these weird faces, man.
Yeah.
Why am I getting the blame?
Terry Cummings, porn star or real basketball player?
I don't think we need to
pro
go there.
wrestler.
This is-
Or pro wrestler.
This is
Okay,
where
all
things get gross, and I just don't think
You got problems,
No,
Jonas?
this is like Jonas knows that I know. He knows that I know all about his little games. He,
He
likes
went
to
to
play.
a little dark place
This
in
is
his
one of
head.
them.
I could see it operating in his mind. Like his eyes went in a different direction. His face was making different facial expressions. Like
We don't-
you went to a different place, Jonas.
We don't need to bring up one of the great game shows in the histreet of sports talk radio,
God.
Pro Wrestler or Porn Star. Which
What was the
stolen by
name
other
that you
shows.
used? I don't think it was Terry.
Oh,
that wasn't his first name. But what
What
name
was
did you
it?
use?
Oh no! So you actually used Terry Cummings?
No, there was.
Yes. He
Well, like because
uses the last name.
Oh god!
Like Johnny Depth. Like that. That was a good one. That was one of the more famous ones.
Johnny Depth.
Why would that be viewed as anything other than an adult film star? How would that be viewed as a pro wrestler?
I don't know. Maybe
you
he's,
think it's a great name. It's a great name for porn. It's not a great name for wrestling.
I don't listen, man. You believe like we used to have some fun on that. We had a Mormon couple, like two Mormon people, call in, play the game one time, and they were pretty accurate. We had cops call in. We had a police officer. He was on. It was a slow night, and he decided
Notice how
to call in
he's
and play.
being elusive about the names. He only wants to give us one. It was actually a terrible name for that game.
All right, y'all ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Y'all tell me. Does this pass or does this fail? All right, y'all ready? Malik Hooker. Pass or fail?
Oh, pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to win. All right. Fletcher Cox.
How many X's?
3.
Yeah, it's
adult film star.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Kendall Fuller.
Pro wrestler.
Yeah, pro wrestler.
All right. Nick Chubb.
See, but these are.
That's the former running back for the Cleveland Browns.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
see,
all right. I'm just giving y'all names,
I mean,
man.
these were legitimate.
You want to know what's
professional
funny?
wrestling
These are
names.
legitimate NFL names.
Mariah Cherry.
Here we go.
That was another one.
Sky Moore.
That's not even that good.
I mean, now you're using football players' names.
Yeah, they're all football players' names.
I mean, I could probably pull up, a real list if you wanted one of these. Like, I could probably pull something up.
I just hit you with a real list, man, and not one of them were wrestlers or porn. They were all NFL players. And I think it's funny as hell.
The fact, though, that Jonas preparing for a show would just sit there and think of different names, though, that tells you a little bit about Jonas.
That does.
That's
That
a
does.
great
He
game,
put time
man.
into it.
Hey, the people wanted it.
Did they?
Yeah, they wanted it.
You delivered.
Yeah, let me see what we got here.
What you got?
See if I can pull.
Come
one
on,
up
come
here.
on.
See what we're looking at.
I felt like I did pretty good just then.
You did.
Nicholas Chubb.
All right, how about this one?
All right, what you got?
Dirty Harry.
That's a pro wrestler.
That's a pro wrestler. I'm going porn star.
LaVar, you are correct.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
How about this one?
All right. I don't know if I should get them right.
Black Mamba.
Dang. That's
I'll give you first crack at this one.
I'm going to stay porn star on this one.
I mean, it sure sounds like it would be.
Sounds
but
like
I'm gonna say pro wrestler.
That's a popular genre these days, from what I hear.
Brady Quinn, you are correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Damn. So again, I mean, there was, those were it was the good old days.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That was the good old days.
Here we go. You ready?
We've grown up since then.
Stephen A.
We've grown up since then. The point is, Giannis is a Milwaukee Buck. That ship has sailed.
Dang.
That's going to do it.
That's the point.
I also wonder as well, too, what does that trade return look like nowadays? Because he's not a young guy with a body that hasn't broken down recently. I think he's obviously still a very good player for when they'll let him play. But,
he's not crazy old either, though.
Yeah, but he's been in the league, I think, 13, 14 years, something along those lines? Like, he's been in the league a long time now. So I just look at it and I go.
But does that matter when you're not that? I mean, he's 31. That means he's probably got at least a good 7 years to 8 years where he can be prolific.
I think LeBron is I think he's confused people into thinking that that's normal. What he's doing is what LeBron does is not normal. Like, his ability to play at that level is not normal. Like
at some point, people really got to start giving LeBron his propers.
Oh my God.
I mean, just being honest.
If not now, then when?
Yeah.
They don't. Hey, bro, they don't appreciate you until you're gone, man. They don't appreciate you till you're gone. I just at some point, we got to stop with the whole comparisons deal. And is he better than? At some point, people are tired of his act and all these other things and that. Man, LeBron, has rewritten how we should look at the NBA, how we should look at greatness in the NBA, players in the NBA. He's rewritten it. And people could come up with as many detracting arguments as they would like, but take a step back for a moment and realize that you're watching history. There'll come a point in time where people say the same exact things about him that they're saying about Michael Jordan. You had to have been there to see it.
They and for people that weren't there at the time, when he was coming out, and there was so much hype and expectation for him to come out.
And he exceeded it.
By
how many times does that happen where you exceed? I don't think there's ever been a more hyped player coming out of high school. And I mean, there's some good ones. Kobe's a good one. Kevin Garnett is a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Those are good names to throw out there. I don't think anyone has ever been so hyped in terms of this is literally the next Michael Jordan that's coming in.
Brady,
outlived it. I overhyped it.
When did you first hear about LeBron? Obviously, you guys are in the same class, but was there conversations about him real early? Hey, this dude's legit.
Yeah, AAU basketball. Back when we were 10, 11, 12 years old, you would know about some of the better AAU teams.
Did you see them? Were you in the tournaments with them?
Yeah, we played in tournaments with them. Yeah. I mean, the tough thing is everyone knew about him. So at that age, that was where your focus was. You're doubling him, doing box and one. And then they had a shooter that was lights out. So, that was always the hard part and then obviously their entire team was super talented, but he was as advertised for as long as it's been. And I think that's the other thing.
That's a lot of pressure.
And I know people have pointed this out, but it is incredible the life that he's lived where there really hasn't been any controversies, maybe outside of the Diddy party or something. I don't know. But outside of that stuff, it really has been everything on the court. And this is starting from, again, a young age where he was identified as being that sort of special once-in-a-generation talent. I mean, people were it started in high school. No, it started way before that. People knew about him way before that. So the fact that he's had to kind of carry that weight, if you will, or always have eyes. I have no idea how we got on LeBron, but
because we're just talking about people and being the end of this season and Giannis and how we should be viewing him. I mean, some way, somehow.
Well,
we got
Jonas thinks, by the way, that Luka's not coming back. So
he's not. No, that's over. Because maybe he'll come back for the second round. The problem with that is that they're not going to get to the second round. So they've got
I feel
Houston
like there
in the
could be a
first round.
three-way win with that scenario. If they can win because of JJ's coaching, he wins. If they can win and get to Luka coming back, that means that LeBron did what he needed to do. If Luka and who's my other guy that's out right now, Austin Reeves, if they can come back and be the cavalry, so to speak, then you get a three-way win. I don't know how far they go, but that's a big win. Yeah.
Big time for us.
Get the up tops coming in as the cavalry. How about it?
Also, DraftKings has odds on NBA playoff matchups.
They got Houston first.
Brady, if you had to guess, Rockets-Lakers, what are the odds to win that series, if you had to guess right now?
I've got the Rockets at minus 200 and Lakers at plus 300. I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's close.
Give them no chance.
Rockets minus 750.
Oh, my God.
Lakers plus 550.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
They just sent them home.
You got no chance.
You got no chance. On that note,
that's a win. If
the
they win.
WNBA draft is this evening. A layup, and this is in the lane of one Jonas Knox.
What?
Azzy Fudd.
Who's out
to be the first overall pick. To be the first overall pick. She is going to the Dallas Wings. You can mark that down. You're going to have to lay a significant amount of money in order to win much. But I'm just telling you right now, the guard out of UConn will be the first overall pick.
What's her name? Tell me her name again.
Azzy Fudd. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
well,
I'll be honest.
Not going to matter. Yeah. But I'm handing out a Jonas Knox winner. Now, she is like what is she on DraftKings right now, Jonas? Can you look that up?
I don't even know because I've got to go. Let me.
Click over to your DraftKings WNBA draft.
I'm going to DraftKings. I got to go to Sports No One Watches. Where's that section? By the way, I believe on DraftKings it's right next to Indian Premier League Cricket. Let me see if I can find it.
Indian Premier League Cricket.
I don't see it here. To be honest with you.
What a hell of a pool.
Let's see.
Cricket's a pretty cool
here we go.
sport.
We've got a developing minus 575 for your girl to go number 1 overall. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of locks, just like Houston, so is Fudd to the Dallas Wings tonight.
Fudd.
There we go.
Fudd.
All right.
Hey, don't say I don't give you any winners. I'm not saying it's going to cost you a lot.
How about that?
How about it?
Yeah.
And that'll wrap up our coverage of the WNBA for 2026. It is 2 pros and a cup of Joe in for the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. By the way, trouble sleeping? Introducing Z-Cliner, the revolutionary recliner designed by Flex Steel. The Z-Cliner was engineered with restful sleep in mind, making it an ideal bed alternative. A healthy life starts with a healthy night's sleep. Visit zcliner.com/DanPatrick today to find Z-Cliner at a store near you. Up next, a not-so-surprising development in the NFL. We'll have that for you right here on FSR. But let me ask you this, and I want you to be honest. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets?
Yes!
Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. And when we say extra large, we mean business. So no matter the size of your mess from top to bottom, Dudes has you covered for a confident clean. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. Debris? No way. Irritation? Not a chance. It's time to make the trade of the season and switch from TP to wet, extra large Dude Wipes and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes made from 99% water and plant-sourced fibers, coming in a variety of scents and sensations like mint chill and shea butter to protect your end zone. Join the movement for cleaner movements and live a skid-free life. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down. And a congratulations to Trae Young of the Wizards.
Yeah.
That a baby.
How you going to get fired on your day off?
That's crazy.
Can't come on the court. Argue calls.
Hasn't even played yet. Already got ejected out of a game. Can I ask this about Trae Young? I feel like he came into the NBA as the second coming, or at least was billed as the second coming of Steph Curry. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Hasn't exactly gone the way we thought. And I know it took Steph Curry a little while before he became Steph Curry.
Not this while.
And by the way, no one's going to doubt Trae Young's talent. But why in your minds has he not come together the way they thought? And this league's built for him, right? I mean, it's just a 3-point shooting, spread it out. You know, that's where the game is. It literally plays into his skill set and into his hand.
We'll never see another Steph Curry. So if he was being built up to be the next Steph Curry, that's strike number 1, 2, and 3 already. Like, you can compare the dude, and he's got great handles. He's been pretty good in terms of distribution of the ball. He can score. He developed a nice reputation in Atlanta, but he's not even an A-level. He's not an A-level talent in the league. He's really good, and he's had really, really bright moments, but there's not a level of consistency and there's not a level of dominance connected to his game where he impacts games on a regular basis like a Steph Curry.
I mean, he's also Steph Curry also, I think, had a better infrastructure than Trae Young as far as a supporting cast.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% fair.
Atlanta's been a bit of a mess for a long time now. And
that's a good call.
This actually surprised me because, look,
if he went to that same infrastructure, the same team, had the same players, Trae Young still would pale in comparison to Steph Curry. And that's LaVar's opinion. That's probably not truth, but that's LaVar's opinion.
Is that a sensitive fine?
You saw what I did there?
What happened?
You saw what I did there?
Sensitive.
No. I just like I'm petty. I'm just petty. That's all. I love referencing back things. That's all.
What was it in reference to?
The last segment. Yeah, get that.
Oh.
But that's what Q does. Q hits me with there's the truth and then there's LaVar's opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you the stats, dude. You don't have to get upset because
I'm not upset.
I'm telling you what it says.
Bro, listen, that's a misleading stat. But to everybody out there, go with the misleading stat and love and live with it.
Can I give you a stat
let me
here?
just throw this out there.
All right,
4-time All-Star. He was runner-up for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear. I'm not making the case that he hasn't had a good career. That is a good career thus far.
Sure.
Throughout the course of it.
It's not a Hall of Fame career.
I think people tend to forget how good he was coming out of Oklahoma.
Sure.
I mean, he averaged 27 points a game, about 9 assists a game. I mean, he was firing shots from the logo type style of play. And again, maybe you're right. Maybe it is the infrastructure around Atlanta, given some of the decisions they've made, in particular of late. You know, it was the Magic City night they're having.
Oh yeah, we got an update on that, by the way.
Feels like maybe the priorities are on things outside of building around.
Not everybody's
their players.
Yeah, you had to cancel that. But here's what I thought you guys were going to say. Kyrie Irving. He would be more of a comparison to Kyrie than to Steph Curry.
Well, Kyrie,
I don't think that
Kyrie took it to the rack like that. I don't feel like that was his game.
Trey took it to the hole.
Also,
it was a slasher.
No, he was more of he's a jump shooter.
Jump shooter, slasher, facilitator.
If there was no Steph Curry, Trae Young would be viewed completely different. Because if you just look at his numbers. And the natural instinct is to compare him to Steph Curry, and I totally get it, and it's fair. But if you just looked at his numbers, Trae Young, third all time in assists per game. He trails, I think, John Stockton and Magic Johnson. He's for his
how is that comparable to Steph Curry?
Because it's a different. Steph Curry's not on that list. Steph Curry is a scorer. Is a scorer. But it's not like Trae Young can't score. The guy's averaging 26 a game for his career. Like, he's had a really, really, really good career, but he'll never compare to Steph Curry. And so because there's always going to be that comp, he's never going to be able to live up to that. He's just not going to. And it doesn't, like, he's had a wonderful career, but I think the Steph Curry being present and playing at the same time is going to completely overshadow whatever Trae Young does. And Trae Young's going to be a Hall of Famer, by the way.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't.
You don't think Trae Young's going to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
Ben Wallace was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Ben Wallace.
Yeah, and he's got championships.
Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox, in for Dan and the guys. By the way, you can hang out with us on YouTube. Just go to 2 Pros FSR on YouTube. Again, that's 2 Pros FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't stop there. Hit the thumbs up icon and comment away. Let us know who on the show you agree with, who you think is completely wrong. But check out our new channel on YouTube. Again, just search 2 Pros FSR and subscribe. We are going to close up shop with the leftovers coming up here in about 12 minutes from now. By the way, I think you guys, you owe the NFL and NFL owners an apology.
Why is that?
I don't know if you guys want to do it now or if you want to do it some other time.
Tell us why.
Remember that whole collusion thing?
Mm-hmm.
The whole when Deshaun Watson got his contract and there was some talk and some speculation that maybe owners got together and colluded against quarterbacks so nobody else got a deal like that. Well, a 3-person appeals panel on Friday upheld an arbitrator's decision that there wasn't sufficient evidence of collusion by teams when negotiating the contracts of Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson in 2022, according to a copy of the ruling obtained by multiple outlets. While the panel found that teams were, quote, being invited to participate in collusion by the NFL and called the effort improper, it ruled that there wasn't enough evidence to prove teams took part in collusion.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So I think you guys owe them an apology. All right. Everything was on the up and up, and there were no conversations.
They needed to go to that guy in Mississippi who got Trinidad Chamblas some eligibility. You know, find one of those judges who got that home cooking for you.
This is a real
getting that
star.
autograph after the verdict. That's what you need.
Well, to that point, who was the arbitrator?
I don't know. It was an appeals panel. But the idea.
Where's that appeals panel come from?
I don't know. Who knows? Probably Sedona.
I'm sure.
But the idea that there were no conversations of owners when Steve Bisciotti literally came out publicly and said, yeah, we understand that, there's a potential of a contract like this, but we're really sure you want him to be the guy we give the contract to. And we're so publicly critical of it. And the idea that owners didn't have a conversation or two about, hey, maybe it would be better for everybody if we just didn't give that sort of contract ever again. And
it's coming.
And people really buy that story. Like, I don't know. That's why there's some of this stuff that comes out where, I don't know if it's gaslighting, where everybody knows what is happening here, but they're going to tell you something differently as if you're stupid and can't figure this out. Of course they got together and had conversations about it. Of course they did. Like, the idea that Deshaun Watson's contract gets done and we've never seen one like it since, when normally once a guy resets the market, then everybody else tries to top that whenever there's a deal done. The fact that there has been no deal like Deshaun Watson since, I think, tells you everything you need to know about whether or not there was some sort of collusion or conversation being had between owners.
Here's the problem for the players is if it had worked out in Cleveland, where he had played well, he was a perennial Pro Bowler, they're going to the playoffs, winning games, hell, even win a Super Bowl. I think you've got a better sense then of questioning why there hasn't been more guaranteed contracts. Because unfortunately, unless this year it turns around, it's been a nightmare for the Browns. It's hamstrung them. They've been tied to it. They can't move out of it. And it hasn't worked out well. And so instead of it being, well, hey, this guy got a guaranteed contract, every other quarterback's asked for it, and it's worked out well for Cleveland. Now we look at it and we're saying, this is arguably the worst contract from a team standpoint in NFL history. So because of that, every team is scared off. They're all looking at Jimmy Haslam going, see, That's why we don't do this. That's why we don't sign these guys to fully guaranteed deals for 5 years. Because there's injury risk, because there's poor performance, there's all these other things. Now, you could be like Kirk Cousins and you could sign shorter term deals that are fully guaranteed. But the reality is, as much as this is a part of, again, how things have worked out for Watson and that plays a role in it, I think, in my mind, it's also the agents. The agents keep trying to perpetuate that these deals keep climbing, getting more and more and more and more. When in reality, the only thing that matters is the total guarantees, the guarantees at signing, and the signing bonus. That's all that matters. But it's hard to be able to keep going over top of the next guy at that position and resetting the market. So it ends up being more of just a talking point for the agents to pump themselves up. So this is a more nuanced convo than we have time for. But I look at it and just say, is there collusion? Yeah, of course, but it's hard as hell to prove. Because these guys are obviously rubbing shoulders and saying to each other, see, that's why we don't do what Jimmy did.
Here's my takeaways from it, and they're super quick. One is that you're now talking about a discussion where obviously in the moment the NFL gets a win in this situation because the ruling was it wasn't enough information. But that same committee used the word improper, and there's almost like a admission of the idea that these teams did collude. Like, it was improper what was taking place, even though we can't confirm it all the way through, which leads me to my next two thoughts are, when the CBA deal is renegotiated and that's handled, that has to be something that the NFLPA has to focus in on, and they have to take their attention towards that, because that could be a very, very pivotal word for a pivotal moment as to how contracts are going to be done after this has taken place. Second thing is, we were just talking about the DOJ getting in that ass about the whole, I don't know, maybe I did this on Saturday, but the idea of them having the antitrust on their side when they were negotiating their TV contract.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was a rule that was made in the 80s, something to that effect. It was something super, super long ago, and it doesn't apply to how things are done now. So you've negotiated all of these big network situations and these deals, and you have to pay to be able to watch NFL football. Now, the NFL says it's like 87% of it is, what they say, something 87%, or I forget the percentage, but they're basically saying this percentage of what they have going on is not charged. Like, it's free for people to see
on TV.
And the DOJ said it ain't enough. Like, that's not enough. So add another thing to the list of what the DOJ is probably looking at in terms of antitrust as to how they may approach what's going on with the NFL. NFL is out here eating, bruh. They're out here eating, and they're winning wins after one after another. At some point, I mean, maybe the money is so big that it doesn't change. But you think at some point either the government has to get involved with some of these changes and how they're regulating things, or the CBA has to stand on business and not always flop and allow for the NFL to get what they want in these negotiations.
I just think maybe there's more important things going on for the DOJ to worry about than whether or not Netflix has a fair shot at getting games next year.
That's fair, but they want that tax money. I want that money. I want that cash.
All right.
I want that money.
All right. I feel like there's bigger issues going on, but all right. Let's do a deep dive as to whether or not Amazon Prime's got the same opportunity as CBS.
I want that cash. Right. The deal is outdated. I want the cash. No protections here.
Fair enough. It is the Dan Patrick Show here on Fox Sports Radio. LaVar Arrington, Brady Quinn, Jonas Knox in for Dan and the guys. You can hear us weekday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. Up next, we're going to close up shop with a little something we do on our show called The Leftovers, and it's yours here on FSR. But let us tell you about Nutrafol. It's the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. Plus, it is also the #1 selling hair growth supplement brand. Nutrafol targets the key root causes of thinning in men like stress and hormonal changes because it's not just about genetics. Nutrafol men's supplements are peer-reviewed, 100% drug-free, NSF content certified, and clinically proven to improve hair growth, all without impacting sexual performance. And if you're trying to build consistency this year, their subscription makes it easy with automated deliveries, free shipping, up to 20% savings, free 1-for-1 naturopathic doctor consults, and complimentary Headspace membership included. So skip the shortcuts. See thicker and stronger hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol for a limited time. Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code DanPatrick. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled NUTRAFOL.com, promo code Dan Patrick. Troy Aikman was on the Rodeo podcast, because of course he was. And he was talking about his theory as to why, maybe the current NFL with the injuries running rampant, especially early in the season, might have had something to do with the way things have changed from a practice standpoint in the offseason.
Whenever they negotiate the CBA, the owners tend to always win on the financial side of things, and then the players say, well, all right, then we're not going to practice as long, or we're not going to practice as often. So then they tend to get concessions when it comes to how much time they're actually at facilities. And I think the only ones who don't have a voice in those negotiations are the coaches. They kind of have to wait till the dust settles and say, all right, just how often do we get them?
Yeah.
But some of it is, too, that we see is a lot of the reasons I think that we see so many injuries, especially early in the year, is a lot of soft tissue injuries, a lot of muscle pulls and things of that nature, is the players, they're just not able to train the way that we once did, and they're not able to callous their bodies as easily. And then you get and it doesn't, not that they're not training hard and all that, but it's different training on your own as opposed to then all of a sudden you're on the football field going through football movements. It taxes you a little bit more.
So take that, Pete Prisco, who says the players train too much now, and that's why it's leading to injuries. All right, so chew on that, Prisco, because apparently they're not practicing enough in training camp, according to Troy Aikman.
I think there's differences. I think what Pete is saying is correct. I mean, guys don't give themselves much time to rest their bodies anymore. It's like workout culture is a very real thing. Specified, specific training is a very, very real thing, not just for quarterbacks. It's for every position. And you're doing these training sessions, when you can, when you're not in session as a pro or while you're in college. I mean, these guys are actually going out on their own time and finding the time to work with, personal and private coaches and different sessions. So I think there's something to that. I think what Pete said, there's something to that. But I think there's also something to be said about practicing hard. And I believe that that's what Troy is alluding to here is practicing hard. You don't practice as hard as much anymore. And I mean, I tend to lean on the side of if you're not having full contact, at least thudding up or engaging and disengaging of blocks and different things like that, then you're setting yourself up for injuries because your body is not. They always say you can't prepare yourself for 4 quarters of football
unless you're playing 4 quarters of football. And so the closest you can get to it is when you have those practices where you do the periods where you're having physical contact, the 9-on-7s, the half lines, the different things like that, where contact is a part of your practice. I think that they've legislated or kind of work that aspect out of it. You're more in tune to wanting to see your guys be healthy coming through practices and coming through training camps and mini camps and OTAs, rather than having moments where guys are actually putting their pads on one another to get their reps in.
I think it's such a tough discussion or argument to make, because to your point, the business aspect of things is guys will get fired if guys are getting hurt practicing, right? If it's not for the real thing. So you can wrap them up in bubble wrap, do a bunch of walkthroughs, not do anything where there's contact, full speed, just to say, hey, we got to the games healthy. But is that really what prepares them best for that? And, I look at the callus on your hands, when you're a heavy weightlifter, if you work with your hands a lot and a lot of physical labor, it's you have to go through, usually ripping up the palms of your hands in order to get there to build up that callus. And there is an
It's a
element
Dan
of that,
Patrick Show here on Fox Sports
if you
Radio.
look at offensive
LaVar
line,
Arrington,
defensive line,
Brady
but
Quinn,
they've got to
Jonas Knox
prepare
with you.
themselves.
We're going to be back in this time slot tomorrow for Dan and the guys.
Okay.
Same time, same place,
right,
9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific. You can hear us normally weekday mornings before the Dan Patrick Show, 6 a.m. Eastern time, 3 o'clock Pacific, on a little something we do called Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. But we'll be back here same time, same place coming up tomorrow morning. If you've missed any of today's show, though, and you want to catch the podcast, just search Two Pros wherever you get your podcast. Right after the show, today's podcast will be posted. Be sure to follow it, rate it 5 stars. You can even provide a review. Again, just search Two Pros. Wherever you get your podcast, you'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after we get off the air.
Time to find out what's left.
Sounds incredible.
Here's the leftovers.
All right, Patrick Suika, executive producer.
Yes.
What are we looking at here today?
Patty Sweet.
Hey, what's up, guys? What
Hi,
up,
Patty.
Brady? Well, it's time for the leftovers, and I actually have a leftover for this one's specific for you, Jonas.
Oh, yeah?
So we have Coachella. Not saying that you were there or wanting to go there, but we had Coachella, right? Well, a lot of people, various players, and everybody, celebrities are there.
hippies.
Pretty much hippies, yes.
Right.
Well, this one goes for you, Jonas. We had a Chicago Bear in attendance. Which one? Oh, I don't know. The quarterback, Caleb Williams, was
That's a
there.
shock.
Hey, right, shocker, right? Well, the big story about him being there isn't just that he was there. It's who he was hanging out with, Jonas. And, well, he was hanging out with Kylie and Kendall Jenner. So a lot of fans are losing their minds.
No.
They're losing their
The
minds right
curse.
now.
The curse, Jonas.
Yes! The curse of the Kardashians.
They
Take
could have
the
been,
under.
Could have
Take
been
the under.
Well, I would have taken that anyways.
Who were they with?
Kylie and Kendall Jenner.
Who were the other people?
I don't know the other people, but he was hanging with
Who
those.
was he?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
And now, how do you know that he wasn't there on talking business about a new nail polish that they were designing?
Yeah, he could be the kryptonite to the Kardashians. I wouldn't get too carried away on that.
Yeah.
Caleb is cool. He's straight. Kryptonite, baby.
Yeah.
Put it together.
Kryptonite.
That might have went over your head. Come on.
Well, it's kind of an interesting offseason for the Bears. Caleb Williams trying to trademark Iceman. They still don't have a stadium figured out. And then they're bitching because they didn't get compensatory picks for the Ian Cunningham hire in Atlanta. It
You
just
best
feels like-
believe there's a correlation between him trying to get Iceman and being with the Kardashians, though.
Oh, you think
that-
so?
Come on, man. Put that together. That one might have went over some of y'all's head. Put it together, man. Iceman. One of them. Who? Kylie and Kendall.
Yeah, both. Of them.
Yeah. So one of them is a billionaire off of beauty products. I'm certain that you could find a product that fits the terminology Iceman.
I'm seeing the current odds for the Chicago Bears in 2026 at 9.5 wins. The under is the slight favorite at -120.
How many losses?
Well,
the under?
It depends. No. It's not how many losses.
From 9 wins. From 9 wins. I got you.
Well, 9.5 is the number.
9.5.
So, do you think they get to 9 and 8? Do they do better than that?
I think they'll do better than that next year.
8 and 9.
I'm taking the under.
Right. Yeah, I'll take the under.
Y'all taking the under?
I'm taking the under.
By the way, would you guys feel different about this story? If
Y'all got hate towards Caleb?
Would you guys feel?
No, just the curse.
Would you guys feel different about this story if he was hanging out with Caitlyn Jenner? I mean, I'm just surprised.
Hey, man. Hey, bro, you waited until 8:54 to throw out your best zinger?
I'm just trying to figure out where this falls.
Hey, man, let's go to the next show, man.
I feel like these are.
Drop the microphone. It's all over. You killed it. Like, so good.